to you right now.
You better get back home. You better get back home. Better get back home while the getting's good. You better get back home like I know you should. You better get back home. You better get back home.
Garden variety, everyday white knuckle save.
Strike 3 ball. He never swung the bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
They struck him out, and the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox finally return home as they send their 9-1 right-hander Daisuke Matsuzaka to the hill for Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Red Sox finally at home where they play so well. They're 31-10 here at Fenway Park, and they welcome a red-hot Minnesota Twins team. Several of their players excel here at Fenway Park as we check out our leading off segment brought to you by Firestone. .333 batting average for Justin Morneau. Joe Mauer at .323 in 8 games here at Fenway. And in 5 games at Fenway Park, their closer Joe Nathan 4 for 4 in save opportunities. They just finished a 9-game homestand in which they went 7-2, and the Twins have swept 4 of their last 6 series. All 3 of those players will represent the Twins in the All-Star game. Joe Mauer explains why the Twins have been so good.
It's just a different guy every night stepping up, and you know, to be able to go on runs like that we have, you need that from everybody. And you know, it's not 1 or 2 guys, and it really is everybody a different night.
We welcome in Jerry Remy, and Jerry, after a tough trip, Red Sox happy to be home.
Well, they sure are, and Don, as you mentioned, they're 31-10 here at Fenway Park, but it has been a very tough road trip for the Boston Red Sox, going 3-7 on that trip. And you know, when you have that kind of a road trip, a lot of things go bad. It's both offensively and also with the pitching. You see some of the guys that really struggled on that trip. Ellsbury, Manny, and Veritek combined 176 average, only the 1 home run, 9 RBIs. Of course, we know the bullpen had some problems on the last road trip. So, yes, it is good to be home. When the Red Sox left town, they were a half game behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay did finally lose a game this afternoon, so now 4.5 out. It's a very important week, I think, for Boston, because it's the week leading into the All-Star break. If you can cut the lead down by a couple of games while you're home here, and then you get the break and kind of get restarted for the second half of the season, would be a great thing for Boston. We know one thing. They're very comfortable playing here at Fenway Park. Great record, but they got tough competition, as you mentioned. The Minnesota Twins are playing terrific baseball right now. This is not going to be an easy 3-game series.
They'll try to get it tonight, done in game number 1 on a beautiful night from Fenway Park. We're back with the first pitch.
Stay in the game with an hour of post-game coverage on NESN. It's your post-game all-access pass. WB Mason's Extra Innings and Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. NESN, it's why we watch.
But for a little, the Nissan Versa, 33 miles per gallon and the largest interior volume in its class.
Never before has prehistoric Earth come to life in a theatrical event so grand. It will inspire, amaze, and captivate audiences around the globe. Don't miss the event that's been over 65 million years in the making. Walking with Dinosaurs, the live experience. July 16th through 20th at TD Bank North Garden. Tickets on sale now.
Who could that be? Oh, wow. I'm there for you, buddy. That was Brad. He really wants to vent.
We should go.
Ready to vent?
Let's vent.
Let's vent.
Let's vent.
Introducing the vented wide mouth can from Coors Light. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
Is he okay?
I think we'll be venting a little longer.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Stay tuned to NESN for the Sports Museum's 7th annual presentation of The Tradition, presented by New Balance, as the New England sports community honors those who have carried on the region's rich tradition of sport. The Tradition, Thursday night at 9 on NESN.
Closed captioning provided by Finagle. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or supper, don't settle for average food. Go beyond that. Finagle, go beyond good.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Foxwoods Resort Casino, New England Chevrolet dealers, Rico, your New England Toyota dealers, Citgo, Nissan, and by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Hey, good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park. A warm evening in Fenway with the breeze blowing out to left center field to start this one. As the Red Sox very happy to be home again. They take the field tonight in their return to Fenway Park. And as they do, let's check out the visiting Minnesota Twins lineup brought to you by Rico. Carlos Gomez leads it off in center field with Alexei Casilla at second base. Joe Mauer bats in the 3 spot. He does the catching. Justin Morneau at first base in the cleanup spot. Jason Kubel, the designated hitter. Delman Young's in left field. He bats 6th with Brian Busher at third base batting 7th. Nick Quinto at shortstop bats 8th. And Denard Span in right field bats 9th. On the mound tonight for the Red Sox, 9-1, Daisuke Matsuzaka.
This will be start number 15 on the season for Daisuke, the 3.12 ERA. Opponents only hitting .201 off Matsuzaka now in his last 2 starts against Houston and Tampa Bay. 5 innings in both of those starts, no runs against Houston, and again the Red Sox won 6-1. Only 1 run against Tampa Bay, but the Red Sox bullpen could not hold the lead, and they lost that game 7-6. Against the Twins this year in 1 start, he is 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. The Red Sox defense is 8th in the league. They've made 51 errors in 91 games. Mike Lowell will be at third base. Julio Lugo, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. And Kevin Youkilis at first. Left to right, Jacoby Ellsbury, Coco Crisp, and J.D. Drew. And Jason Varitek doing the catching for Matsuzaka.
The umpiring crew, Greg Gibson has the play tonight, calling the balls and strikes. Sam Holbrook at first base, Scott Barry at second base, and Charlie Relaford is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Well, the Red Sox getting in last night around 3 a.m. after their extra inning game against the Yankees in the final game of the road trip for Boston. Another tough loss last night. Red Sox opening a 6-game homestand tonight that features 3 against the Minnesota Twins and then 3 against the Baltimore Orioles. And that'll take them right through the All-Star break before they head back out on the road again. There is Carlos Gomez, top the order for this red-hot Twins team. It's a .269, 5 homers and 30 runs batted in. And the first pitch of this one is in there for strike 1 over the outside corner, and we're underway.
Well, you mentioned, Don, this is a very good offense for the Minnesota Twins. They're 3rd in the league in average, 3rd in runs, just behind the Red Sox, and they do it without home runs. They are last in the league in home runs.
Gomez down 0-2.
And one thing you don't have to do with Gomez, when you're ahead of him, you don't have to throw him a strike. He has struck out 89 times this season.
Look at the walk to strikeout ratio for Gomez. Keeping in mind a leadoff hitter in this Minnesota Twins order. In the dirt outside, and it's 1-2 to Gomez. Well, the Twins kind of started off slowly this season, and really last time the Red Sox saw them, they were sort of struggling. And Ron Gardenhire and others kind of pointing to that period where they started to turn it around. And ever since then, have played great baseball. They're just a game back of the Chicago White Sox heading into this series. And they have won 5 straight coming in. As we mentioned off the top, they just wrapped up what appeared to be a tough homestand on paper. They were 7-2 in the 9-game stand. Youkilis into foul ground. Varitek giving chase, but it's Youkilis who handles the first out.
Look, the Twins did very well. They did very well in interleague play. They were 14-4 against the National League.
Fresh off a sweep of the Indians with a 4-3 victory yesterday. They've done it with good offense And good pitching lately for Ron Gardenhire. And every time you count the Minnesota Twins out, Ron Gardenhire, they're right back again. And I think most heading into this season figured the Detroit Tigers would be the team that ran away with the American League Central. Though it hasn't been the Tigers. It's been the White Sox and Twins who've been near the top all season so far. As the strike to Casilla, and it's 0-1.
Right now, Casilla on a 13-game hitting streak.
He was not playing on a regular basis when we last saw the Twins. He is now. Appeared to go after it. Greg Gibson said he did, and it's 0-2.
Slider that time from Daisuke, down and in and out of the strike zone, but Casilla chases it. And Daisuke quickly ahead of the first two batters in this ball game.
You know, one thing with Daisuke has been that pitch count that has been so high. Right around the 5th inning, generally around the 100 pitches. He'd like to have some economical beginnings if he could for a change.
Well, he might have a chance tonight, Don, because this club does not walk all that much.
The 1-2's popped up. Julio Lugo onto the outfield grass for out number 2.
There's the case now where Daisuke has quickly got ahead of 2 hitters and quickly been able to put them away on a total of 8 pitches.
Well, here comes a guy that's been near the top or at the top in average all season long, Joe Mauer. It's at .325. He's second only to Ian Kinsler, who starts today at .332 for the Texas Rangers. 4 homers, 37 runs batted in for Mauer. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. And since 2006, the numbers for Joe Mauer in 327 games. Former first-round pick by the Minnesota Twins. It's 2-0 to Mauer. Mauer, homegrown in Minnesota, not only because he was drafted by the Twins, but he's from St. Paul, Minnesota originally.
And you're looking at 2 of the all-star catches. Mauer, of course, voted in by the fans, and Jason Varitek voted in by his peers, managers, and coaches.
Tells you what the players think of Jason Varitek and what has been a down year. Their pick far and away, and Varitek headed to the all-star game along with 6 other of his teammates. 7 players in all selected to the 2008 American League All-Star team. Most selections for the 4-1 team since the White Sox had 7 players picked in 2006. So it fouled off Varitek, and it's 2-2.
And that right side of the infield for the Red Sox voted in by the fans as starters, Dustin Pedroia and Kevin Youkilis.
That'll be an all Red Sox Yankee infield with Jeter and A-Rod on the left side, Youkilis and Pedroia on the right side. The 2-2 to Mauer. Fouled straight back. 93 on the fastball from Matsuzaka.
And Mauer is very tough to strike out, only 23 times so far this season. Only the 4 home runs, not a power hitter, but certainly a consistent hitter with an average that will always be over 300.
Last time Daisuke Matsuzaka went over 5 innings, it was a victory against Kansas City back on May 22nd. Everything else has been 5 or fewer in those outings.
Daisuke just missing down and away with the fastball against Joe Mauer. 6th pitch of this at bat.
Justin Morneau waits on deck with 2 outs here in the first inning. Gomez fouled out. Casilla popped out. Well, the payoff pitch to Joe Mauer. Ball 4 and he walks him. Pretty patient at bat for Joe Mauer. Fouled off a few, and he's the first base runner of the night for the Twins. The key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Justin Morneau against Daisuke Matsuzaka in a brief sample, 3 for 6 with a home run, a couple of RBIs.
Yeah, Daisuke's only had 2 career starts against Minnesota, and of course he's 2-0, and then that one win coming this season earlier at the Metrodome.
Snap throw to first, and back on the bag is Mauer.
Veritek trying to throw behind the left-handed hitter Morneau. Mauer has no problem getting back to the first base bag.
Tried to use the big frame of Morneau as a screening device. And Mauer was able to get back on the bag. On the ground, Lowell had been pulled over. Bare hands and could do nothing with it. So deep at third base by the time he retrieved it, and an infield hit for Justin Morneau.
Yeah, Justin Morneau was actually fooled on that. That was a changeup from Matsuzaka, and right toward the end of the bat as he kind of dribbles it down that third base line. There's the changeup. It's a good pitch, but a good job by Morneau to get the bat on the ball, and of course no play at all for Mike Lowell.
Two on, two down, and Jason Kubel the batter. The DH at 266, 12 homers and 43 runs batted in. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, 1-1. This Minnesota Twins team hits collectively at 277. That's third in the American League. Texas on top at 280. Red Sox at 278. Then the Twins. Their pitching is in the middle of the pack. As an earned run average, they're 7th at 4.18. Kind of strangely, the Twins defense has not been that good.
Yeah, it was particularly bad earlier in the season, Don, but it has improved recently. They say that that has been part of the game that has been much more consistent than it was earlier in the season.
2 on, 2 down as they threaten in the first. Down and in, gathered by Veritek to his right.
You know, we mentioned Daisuke with a 201 batting average against. He's given up a total of 5 home runs on the season, which is not many at all. Lefties at 217, righties at 186.
In the last 21 games, the Twins are 18-3. And during that time, their pitching staff with a 2.69 earned run average, as they have been outstanding. Fouled back, and it's a full count to Kubel.
It took 8 pitches to get through what the first 2 hitters. 22 pitch now total for Daisuke in this inning.
Thanks to Mauer and Morneau, who are at first and second with 2 outs. They'll be off on the 3-2. Fly ball lifted foul down the left field line. Ellsbury gives chase, and it's well back into the seats. Kubel bats now. Delman Young hoping he'll get a chance. Matsuzaka got Gomez to foul out, Casilla to pop out. Walks Mauer.
is up the infield hit to Morneau. 2 on, 2 down. And the payoff pitch to Jason Kubel. Down and in, ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Daisuke. And it loads the bases. And it's kind of a here we go again. And this time early for Matsuzaka, who walks 2 in the first inning.
He had 5 walks in his last outing against Tampa Bay, 3 the start before against Houston, 3 the start before that against St. Louis.
Bases filled with Twins. Delman Young the batter. So it's a .288 average, 3 homers and 33 runs batted in. On the ground, right back to Daisuke, who, like he always seems to, gets out of it unscathed remarkably. Working around 2 walks in a bases loaded situation. Red Sox coming up.
For a little, the Nissan Versa, 33 miles per gallon and the largest interior volume in its class.
My bank is at my supermarket, and my coffee shop is in my bookstore.
My camera, my calendar, and my music are all on my phone. And my phone is in my pocket.
Things are better when you put them together.
That's why both my auto and home insurance are with Amica.
Call Amica now. You could save over $250 when you have both your auto and home policies with us.
I got it together. I've got it together.
I've got it together at Amica.
Amica, it's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
Introducing an entirely new, altogether inspired resort destination. The new 825-room MGM Grand at Foxwoods. Go Grand.
Lindsay, check this out. Tall, fun-loving, and spirited single seeks woman for long-lasting relationship. Currently employed by the Boston Red Sox.
Ooh, an athlete.
Outgoing, friendly, great with kids.
Let's see his picture.
That's funny, there isn't one.
This year, the game isn't on the field. Sox appeal.
I'm gonna take a chance. He's got to be better than some of the monsters I've been dating lately.
Last half of the first inning back at Fenway Park. The Minnesota Twins don't score. Red Sox coming up, and their lineup is brought to you by Fight. Experience the energy. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off in left field with Dustin Pedroia at second base. J.D. Drew out in right field. Manny Ramirez the DH. Mike Lowell at third base with Kevin Youkilis at first base. Coco Crisp in center field bats 7th. Jason Varitek does the catching, batting 8th. And Julio Lugo, the shortstop, bats 9th. On the mound tonight for the Minnesota Twins is Scott Baker.
Well, he's currently on a 3-game winning streak. His most recent coming against the Detroit Tigers last time out. He's 5-2 on the season. He's only faced the Red Sox 1 time. That was last year in relief, pitched 3 innings relief baseball. Matt Garza actually started that game. It was on September 30th here at Fenway Park.
Ellsbury sends it in the air to shallow center. Late break for Gomez. Calls off Young and makes the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
The Twins defense is brought to you by a local Lincoln Mercury dealers. They are 11th in the American League with 57 errors in 88 games. Brian Busher at third base, Nick Punto the shortstop, Alexi Kassir at second, and Justin Morneau at first. Left to right, Delman Young, Carlos Gomez, and Denon Span, and Joe Mauer doing the catching for Scott Baker.
1 out for Dustin Pedroia. Takes ball 1 outside. Pedroia riding a 14-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action. 312, 9 homers, 41 runs batted in. And all he's done in the last 5 games has gone 10 for 23 in what has been a torrid pace for Dustin Pedroia. Look at the numbers over the 14-gamer.
That average has come up so far for. He was down around the 260 mark for a while and all the way back now to 312, and 312 gets him 9th in the American League.
Pedroia with a swing and a foul tip for strike 3 into the catcher's mitt. Maurer holds on. First strikeout of the night for Scott Baker.
Now the Red Sox will see the fastball, curveball, slider, change, and cut fastball from Baker. He throws the fastball here at 93, down and away and by Dustin Pedroia. That's a tough thing to do. Strikeout high in the season is 9. He did that against the Milwaukee Brewers.
2 outs, nobody on for J.D. Drew. 299, 16 homers, and 51 runs driven in. Scott Baker, 6'4", 220 pounds. Drafted originally by these Minnesota Twins, a second-round pick. And the pitch, a strike to make it 1-2. J.D. Drew looking back at Greg Gibson.
Now you have to be happy for J.D. Drew making the All-Star team, voted in by his peers. After a tough season last year, very good postseason and very good season this year.
Strike 3 call. Back-to-back strikeouts for Baker. And 1-2. He better be careful.
You're the folks that bought the old Miller place, in spite of what happened there.
Excuse me?
It's a dead zone. Calls have been getting lost in there for years. The last residents went completely insane.
We have the Verizon network.
You're good.
Well, you've got crabgrass.
We test our network every day to be America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless. Get up to $100 off select Motorola phones, like the Z6C for $79.99.
When you need to know the stats, the scores, the standings, get to know the new NESN.com, because no one knows like NESN. The new NESN.com is your ticket to video from your teams you won't find anywhere else.
Yeah, you know,
And for the all-new Playground, where we let fans be fans, interacting with each other and their favorite NESN shows and personalities. NESN.com. Hit it.
We know that there are about 6,000 to 7,000 homeless people in Boston on any given night. I think the portal of entry to healthcare for most homeless people is the care of the foot. People who have to live outside need to struggle every day for a meal, for their bed, just to stay safe. You live by your wits and you live by your feet.
You can help by bringing a new package of white cotton socks to Fenway July 11th and 12th, all to benefit the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program. For more information, visit NESN.com.
Bluetooth hands-free link, MP3 connectivity, ELS surround sound. All the luxuries of the modern world to go. The Acura TL. Acura. Advance.
Visit your New England Acura dealer.
The third annual Sox for Sox Drive benefiting Boston Healthcare for the Homeless is returning to Fenway Park next weekend. Clean socks are important for good health, and the homeless often go without. Please donate a new pack of white cotton socks at Fenway on July 11th and 12th. For complete information, check out NESN.com.
Scoreless as we head to the second inning back at Fenway Park. Bottom third of the Twins order. Brian Busher, Nick Punto, and Denard Span to face Daisuke Matsuzaka. After getting the first 2 batters on 8 pitches, ended up throwing 25 first inning pitches. The pitch, a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 to Brian Busher. He was recalled from AAA Rochester back on June 13th, sitting at .319 at AAA with the Red Wings. Had 8 home runs. Initially had been optioned to Rochester on May 1st. It's been up and down on 2 different occasions this season. '27-year-old Brian Busher from Jacksonville, Florida. Over the last 16 games, he has been red hot, as have the Twins, but he strikes out this time. First K of the night for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Like he did to the first two batters, Daisuke getting ahead and then putting him away with the high fastball. That ball just above the belt, no contact by Busher.
So one down here in the second inning. Nick Punto, the batter. 30th pitch of the night already. And it's strike one over the inside corner. Punto spending time in the DL this year with a left hamstring strain from the 10th through the 30th of May, and then went back on the DL June 6th through the 23rd. So 2 different stints on the disabled list battling the hamstring problem.
Seems like every time we play the Twins, we find Punto in a different spot in the lineup, either a second baseman, a third baseman, and now at shortstop.
He has been extremely valuable for Ron Gardenhire and has settled into shortstop very nicely. Of course, in the absence of Jason Bartlett, who was traded away to the Tampa Bay Rays and enjoying his season in Tampa. They've tried a couple of different combinations, and that included Brendan Harris at one time. He's now seeing more time on the bench than he has in the starting lineup lately. It's because Punto has been playing great. To right field, J.D. Drew on the move to get there. Shy of the track for out number 2.
Cut fastball that time from Daisuke. Ball hit pretty well, but a lot of real estate here in right field at Fenway Park. And then Nick Punto, who really only has 1 home run in the season, falls short of the warning track.
Well, not a big power guy. Span of 356 at bats between home runs. Yes, he just had one recently. It was 2 down. Denard Span, the batter, and a pitch in there for a strike. I think highly of Denard Span. There's an 8-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action. 9 for 21 during that stretch. On the ground to the backhand at short for Lugo. The throw unhopped, and Euclid picks it. Nicely done. Helping out Lugo. The 1-2-3 second inning, scoreless from the fence.
My country, 'tis the sweet land of liberty, of the icy.
This 4th of July, the people of Southwest Airlines join the people of the United States of America as we celebrate our independence.
From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
You are now free to celebrate your birthday, America.
When a crossover can get 24 miles per gallon and take 7 people along for the ride, suddenly the whole world changes. Discover Flex from Ford. Drive one.
I don't have to be home to get more from my home phone service. With Comcast, I can just go online to see when they called. Stevie, it's me. What's up, buddy? You can listen to messages. It's like caller ID and voicemail on my computer. I like having phone service that works for me, even when I'm nowhere near my phone.
Get a world of features to keep you in touch, like Digital Voice Center with Comcast Digital Voice. Just $29.99 per month for 6 months. It's Comcastic.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FiOS and get Fios TV Premier and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is Fios. This is big.
Don't forget, Wednesday after the pregame show wraps up, Tom Caron will be signing into the NESN.com playground and chat with you live during the game. Get your questions ready and join TC at the all-new NESN.com playground Wednesday afternoon live at 1 p.m.
Bottom of the second inning, and welcome to your first game here at Fenway Park. And Fairfax, Vermont. Manny Ramirez gets it started here in the bottom of the second inning. Ramirez, Lowell, and Youkilis. After a 1-2-3 first inning on 10 pitches for Scott Baker. 2 strikeouts in the first. And Manny's average down to 278. 16 homers, 53 runs batted in. And among several of the Red Sox who had a quiet road trip. As Manny's just 2 for his last 19 in the last 7 games.
Well, Manny pinch hit last night in a clutch situation against Mariano Rivera and never took the bat off his shoulder.
Last 21 games, he's hitting at 182 as he spins out of the way of a pitch inside.
Red Sox, of course, arriving late back in Boston last night after that long game in Yankee Stadium, traveling back.
They've been doing a lot more DHing lately. His 25th appearance in the DH spot of the season as he fouls it off to the right, still nursing the hamstring problem. Two and 2 the count to Ramirez.
We had a chance, Don, you and I, to sit down and watch the game last night. Of course, that was televised on ESPN, and it was an entertaining game from Yankee Stadium. Of course, with a bad result at the end for the Red Sox, but a lot of stuff going on in that game. Comebacks and pretty good ball game to watch.
Not a great result in the end, unfortunately, for the Red Sox. This one is back, knocked down by Baker behind his back, has time to recover. A nice play. Retire Ramirez. Let's send it downstairs to Heidi Watney. Heidi.
Well, Don, David Ortiz took a huge step in his rehabilitation today, hitting in the cage for the 2nd straight day, his first day outdoors, and he looked pretty good. He hit 6 home runs. He had a number of well-struck balls in the 35 or so swings he took. I spoke with him right after the hitting session. He said he felt great, no pain in the swing or the follow-through. He said he expects to feel a little bit sore tomorrow, but he'll keep hitting every day to make sure he doesn't encounter any problems or setbacks. But good news for the Red Sox there, Don.
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. And that certainly is good news. One thing that I think we talked a lot about on this last road trip, you can only go so long without really needing David Ortiz. And part of the reason the Red Sox were able to get by for as long as they did was the incredible month that J.D. Drew put together in the month of June. But it would be a certain welcome sight to have David Ortiz back.
Well, that was a very nice sight today, and quite honestly, it surprised me. You know, Francona said he took swings in the batting cage yesterday at Yankee Stadium, but here for the first time on the field, and that's great news for the Red Sox.
And there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Mike Lowell disagrees. Already seen a disagreement from J.D. Drew with Greg Gibson.
Now Lowell complaining that this ball was too low. We'll see what the Amica pitch zone says. Borderline.
And Baker has retired the first 4 Red Sox that he has faced in the game tonight.
Yeah.
There's ball 4. Roll down to first base runner of the night for the Red Sox.
Now, just as happy as you were to see J.D. Drew make the All-Star team, just as disappointed to see Mike Lowell not make the All-Star team. You know, this guy has been so consistent for the Red Sox all season long since he's been with the Red Sox. 54 runs batted in, hitting close to 300, 13 home runs, but not a spot on the All-Star team.
And not the possibility he's one of the 5 guys that would be voted on. I thought perhaps at the very least he would end up in that list.
I admire him for not wanting to take part in that, because he says all it is a popularity contest and who can get to the computer the quickest.
But it has been one that has been incredibly favorable for Red Sox players, with Red Sox Nation certainly voting as they have over the years for their players. Hideki Okajima certainly the recipient last year. Jason Varitek a couple years ago. Johnny Damon in the past. Youkilis with a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Nice play by Kevin Youkilis to end last inning. A throw by Julio Lugo that's going to bounce, and this is a tough play right here. It hits the grass and then pops straight up. That's why you're taught, as any infielder, to work from the ground up, and it certainly paid off that time for Kevin Youkilis.
Fly ball to right. Denied Span in a few steps. And there's 2 down in the second inning. Back to the bag at first goes Mike Lowell.
Well, the Red Sox tonight have a chance to change momentum a little bit. Tampa Bay finally lost the ball game today, 7-4 to Kansas City. And the Red Sox can pick up a win that would cut it down to 4 games behind the Rays. And, you know, if you knock off another game or so before you head into the break, everybody's in good shape.
Tampa having won 7 games in a row until today. As Kansas City able to finally salvage one of those games in that series. Ball held on at first by Morneau. As Coco Crisp stands in and lifts a fly ball to left. Tillman Young is there to make the catch. It ends the inning. Red Sox strand Lowell. We played 2, no score from Fenway.
Introducing an entirely new, altogether inspired resort destination. The new 825-room MGM Grand at Foxwoods. Go Grand.
At 429 miles per tank, Mercury Mariner takes you farther on a tank of gas than Honda CR-V.
When you have 2 good teams, who wins comes down to who wants it more. Same goes for banking. That's why the people at Sovereign prove time and again that nobody wants your business more or cares more about keeping it. From anticipating your needs to calling you about special offers. Sovereign's all over it because we want you to be the winner.
Welcome to Sovereign.
The Bob team comes to the plate. It's a hit. The 8-piece Louis bedroom, just $9.99. Batter up. Another hit. The Brook bedroom, 8 pieces, only $9.99. Here's the pitch. Bases loaded. The Seville bedroom, you guessed it, complete, only $9.99. Bob's batting cleanup. Grand slam. Grandview bedroom, only $9.99. The Bob's team wins again. 4 bedrooms, 4 styles, your choice, $9.99.
A real clean sweep.
So many choices, so little time. Go to Mercury.
It's Ford Flex Day here at the park. You have to check out the all-new 2009 Ford Flex with seating up to 7 and a Vista roof, refrigerated console, and head-turning design. Get to your New England Ford dealer today. Drive one. Don, that's got you written all over it. That is your machine.
Well, the best view of today's game is being brought to you by Hood. Proud to bring you the new Hood fat-free frozen yogurts. 8 delicious new flavors with all the great taste of Hood frozen yogurt, but with no fat or cholesterol. Look for them in your grocer's freezer today. It's the end of the 3rd inning, and it's Carlos Gomez who leads it off for Minnesota. Gomez fouled out to the first baseman Kevin Youkilis in the 1st.
He does bunt a lot, and they've got both Youkilis and Lowell in tight on the corners.
Lifts the fly ball to shallow center. Lugo headed out. Crisp in, and Lugo makes the catch. So Gomez retired. It appeared it would have been an easier play for Crisp, but Lugo comes up with it for the first out.
Yeah, especially with that breeze blowing pretty good tonight out toward the wall in left field. Bringing all this warm weather up from the south.
One down for Alexis Casillas. You see the conditions here at 82 degrees. And that light breeze out at 8 miles per hour. Casillas popped out to shortstop first time up. So a dribble down the first baseline, foul. Well, the Red Sox are second in the majors with a .756 home winning percentage. They're 31-10. One team that has played better at home this season are the Chicago Cubs, who are 33-10 at .767. And the Red Sox top home mark through the first 41 home games since 1979. They were 32-10 at Fenway at that time. Well, they return home to take on a red-hot Minnesota Twins squad.
Opposition before the All-Star break: the Twins for 3, the Orioles for 3.
Minnesota 50-38. They had a game behind the White Sox. This one fouled off to the left, and it hangs at 1-2. Matsuzaka at 40 pitches through 2 1/3 innings. Had to throw 25 in the first inning. Two and two to Casilla. Casilla, 23 years old, from San Cristobal, the Dominican Republic. 56 games last year for the Minnesota Twins. Hit at .222. And he strikes out here. It's the second strikeout for Matsuzaka, and there's 2 down.
Casilla not easy to strike out either. That's only the 19th time. He thought maybe the ball was foul tipped and hit the ground.
Two down for Joe Mauer. Mauer walked after a lengthy at bat in the first inning. And takes ball 1 outside. Up the middle, ranging is Lugo. Pops up and throws out Mauer. Nice play by Julio Lugo. In order to go the Twins scoreless after 2.5.
Exceptionally brewed for a taste that's pure Amsterdam. Amstel Light, one damn good beer.
To help pay everyday bills when you're sick and can't work, Aflac gives you cash. Because these days, things can really add up. Aflac. Ask about it at work.
You only get one breakfast, so do it right. Come to McDonald's and get not one but 2 piping hot Southern-style chicken biscuits for just $3, and leave breakfast to the professionals.
We know that there are about 6,000 to 7,000 homeless people in Boston on any given night. I think the portal of entry to healthcare for most homeless people is the care of the foot. People who have to live outside need to struggle every day for a meal, for their bed, just to stay safe. You live by your wits and you live by your feet.
You can help by bringing a new package of white cotton socks to Fenway July 11th and 12th, all to benefit the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program. For more information, visit nesson.com.
Stay in the game with an hour of post-game coverage on Nesson. It's your post-game all-access pass. WB Mason's Extra Innings and Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. Nesson, it's why we watch.
Exceptionally brewed for a taste that's pure Amsterdam. Amstel Light, one damn good beer.
Here's a nominee for this week's Din Trophy award-winning play of the week in Julio Lugo to end last inning, making a fine play, going back up the middle and Throwing the runner out at first base. Diving quickly back to his feet, and a strike to Kevin Youkilis. Tune into the pregame show this Friday to see which player will win this week's Din Trophy Award-winning Player of the Week.
Lugo on deck as Jason Varitek leads it off here in the bottom of the third inning. It's been well documented the struggles that Varitek has had. 6 for his last 60, the last 19 games, and 15 for his last 114 and 132. Overall, the average down to 218. And 1 home run in his last 34 games. Seeing the average drop from 295 to 218. As I mentioned earlier, of course, headed to the All-Star game. Jason Varitek finishing second in the manager, coach, player voting. It'll be his 3rd All-Star selection.
That voting took place on our last road trip. I believe the Red Sox players voted in Houston.
That has to be an honor to have your peers vote you into the All-Star game. Swing and a miss. Varitek strikes out in his first at bat tonight. 3 Ks for Baker, 1 down.
Well, Baker doing a nice job mixing up his pitches, throwing strikes. He's thrown his fastball, his curveball, his slider. I don't believe we've seen a changeup yet. Breaking ball there to pick up the strikeout on Varitek.
Oh, 1 down. Julio Lugo standing in, hitting at 263, a home run, 19 runs batted in. Lugo 5 for 28 on the trip, just 1 for 10 in the series against New York. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. Percentage of strikes thrown, and a lot of Twins on that list with the exception of Cliff Lee. The rest are Minnesota Twins. They walk the least amount and throw a lot of strikes. And Baker no different as Lugo lifts it foul off to the right.
And you look at Baker's numbers, 12 walks in 69 innings to begin this ball game with 57 strikeouts. So there is one number that kind of stands out. 11 home runs allowed, though, in those 69 innings. Maybe the Red Sox can take advantage of that.
There's 3 strikeouts through 2 1/3 innings, 1 walk. He's thrown 32 pitches, 22 of the 32 pitches for strikes. The 1-2 to Lugo. Strike 3 call. It's back-to-back Ks for Baker. And Lugo talks it over with Greg Gibson as he walks away.
Well, you know, there has been quite a bit of conversation with Gibson, who I think may be getting a little bit tired of it. This looks like a pretty good pitch here to Julio Lugo. Looks like it gets right down the middle of the plate and certainly above the knees.
Two down, 4 in a row, retired by Baker. Second time through the Red Sox order. Jacoby Ellsbury flied out to center field first time up. Takes ball 1 outside. Ellsbury has cooled off. He was 0 for 4 in the final game of the series against New York. And 5 for his last 18. Hitting only a 208 in the last 19 games. The center field and a base hit for Jacoby Ellsbury. First base hit of the night for the Red Sox. 2-out single for Jacoby Ellsbury.
Nice job by Ellsbury taking that fastball right over the plate and putting it on a line. Bottom hand dragging that bat through the strike zone, and the line shot right back up the middle for the base hit.
Two down, a runner at first for Dustin Pedroia, struck out swinging in the first inning. Just a check on Ellsbury is back to the bag. Red Sox have not had much success running lately. They've been thrown out in each of their last 5 steal attempts.
See the 35 for Ellsbury. Still leads the American League by 1 over Ichiro.
Pitch in there for a strike. The span of 5 in a row is the team's longest span of caught stealings since 5 in a row back July 29th through August 12th of 2001.
If I'm not mistaken, too, a couple of those have been on hit and run attempts.
Correct. Fouled off the shoe tops. Pedroia down 0-2.
Joe Mauer, the catcher, has thrown out 24% of the runners stealing this season. Sometime that stat, you know, it has a lot to do with the pitching staff. We saw Molina over the weekend in New York. Very quick release, good strong throwing arm. His numbers were gaudy. They were up around 40%.
Pedroia down the line and right towards the pole. Span over, will lean and make the catch down the right field line. Nice grab by Denard Span. Ends things here in the third. We played 3. No score.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow. 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 Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FiOS and get Fios TV Premiere and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is Fios. This is big.
I got my sleeves rolled up. You got your brass knuckles out.
Welcome to Fenway Park, everyone. Tom Karen with you here as we get you started a little bit early.
All right, who do you like tonight? This is a great, interesting matchup. Pestilence, cats and dogs living together. Yes, everything is upside down. Ness over here getting you ready for his first pitch. I think we've heard this one before, but we're going to do it again so you guys get the message.
It's Nesson's first pitch, Monday through Friday at 5:30 with Monster Monday, Globe 10.0, and Friday Night Fenway, only on Nesson.
No one knows New England sports like Bob Ryan.
I live for this stuff.
But many will try to contend. It's Bob Ryan against Boston's best sports writers.
We've got it all wrong. I'm not even sure. I am very sure. No. You can't have it both ways. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing for that.
You've got 10 sports questions. He's got all the answers. Don't miss the next Globe 10.0 every Tuesday through Thursday, only on Nesson.
If you miss Globe 10.0, you missed the point.
After a tough offseason, the Twins were ruled out as an AL contender. Tomorrow, guess who's contending once again? Red Sox, Twins. It's the midseason stretch, and the Sox are ready to crack the winning streak out of the Twins.
Up and over, the ball is gone, and the Red Sox will walk off with a win.
Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Twins. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on Nesson.
Well, citizens of Red Sox Nation, 100 of you will have the opportunity to purchase Sox-Yankees tickets for this July 25th or July 27th game at Fenway Park. Visit RedSoxNation.com to find out more about how our Red Sox Nation private sale. Also tomorrow night here at Fenway Park, the New England Governors will be announced, as I have their names, but I can't divulge them right now, but they will be introduced tomorrow night here at Fenway Park.
Well, Justin Morneau about to lead it off here in the top half of the 4th inning. Scoreless. Morneau reached on an infield hit in the first inning. Swinging away at the first pitch. Lugo to short left. Ellsbury calls him off and makes the catch.
Well, the Twins have had a couple of pretty nice defensive plays in this game. First of all, Scott Baker behind the back to take a base hit away from Manny Ramirez. Knocks it down, throws him out at first base. And Denard Span going down in a tough part of the field, one he's not very familiar with, and makes a nice catch against the wall. So some pretty nice leather being thrown around in this ball game by both teams.
One down for Jason Kubel. Take strike 1 from Daisuke. Well, the Red Sox have had success against the American League Central. Boston 12-5 against AL Central foes. To right field and in for a base hit for Kubel. Just the second hit of the night for the Twins.
Kubel now 3 for 7 against Daisuke. Off-speed pitch. It looks like the changeup. It's down, but it stays out over the plate, and Kubel with the line drive base hit.
1 out, 1 on. Delman Young grounded back to the mound first time up. He's swinging at the first pitch first time. Does again and misses. Delman Young still just 22 years of age. And of course the Tampa Bay Rays first round pick, first overall back in 2003. And coming over from the Rays, part of the trade during this last offseason. Outside 1-2.
Surprising thing about, to me, Delman Young, only 3 home runs on the season.
Yeah, they're expecting a lot more than that when they picked him up. It was a team that still needs somebody to hit home runs. And of course they lose Torrey Hunter, a guy who was providing home runs, but talking about Delman Young, who at least had 13 last year. And so far this season just with the 3.
He is playing great defense, though. He's got 8 outfield assists.
Down to the count, 1-2. Strikes out. Third strikeout for Daisuke Matsuzaka, 2 down.
Well, I love the approach tonight by Daisuke to this point. I mean, he's getting ahead of hitters and he's putting hitters away. There's the fastball right by Delman Young.
Two down, Kubel at first base. Brian Busher the batter. They struck out swinging in the second inning. In case you missed it, the Red Sox today recalling first baseman outfielder Jeff Bailey from the Pawtucket Red Sox. And the Red Sox sending down Justin Masterson, who will now be a reliever for the Pawtucket Red Sox and scheduled to make 3 appearances out of the Paw Sox pen as the Red Sox make that change. What do you think of that? Justin Masterson now becoming a reliever.
It was interesting, Don. I had no idea about this until it was announced today by Terry Francona. When you think about it, you know, it's almost like making a mid-season trade. I mean, I think they're very impressed with Masterson being able to get right-handed hitters out, and I think that's how he'll be used exclusively when he gets back to the big leagues. You get to the middle of the lineup, you get 3 powerful right-handers. You know, he's very tough on right-handers, and I think it's a good move for the Red Sox, which also enables them to bring Clay Buchholz back and get into the starting rotation. So I was a little bit surprised by it because I didn't know that was coming, but when you think about it, it's almost like making a deal for a relief pitcher.
And of course, when Papelbon, after he made that initial start, was used out of the pen for the Red Sox in that first season, was so successful. You see that perhaps happening at some point where Masterson starts in that role and ends up as a starter someday?
I still think Masterson's going to be a starter. I really do. But, you know, they're always conscious, too, as you know, about overworking young pitchers. And, of course, if he stays in the starting rotation, both at the major or minor league level this year, that pitch count's going to be pretty high for him. So this is a way, obviously, to use him at the major league level, but also keep his innings and his pitches to a minimum.
2-2 is ball 3 to Busher, and it's a full count.
I'll tell you one thing. He did one heck of a job, I thought, for the Red Sox coming out of Double-A baseball. And he was very competitive in every single game he pitched in.
And again, Clay Buchholz scheduled to start now on Friday against Baltimore. The 3-2 pitch is fouled off by Brian Busher, and we'll do it again. No fly to left. Kubel single to right. Delman Young struck out swinging. 2 down, 1 on. Nick Quinto waiting on deck. On the ground, right side, Pedroia ranging on the first. Ends the top of the 4th inning. 3.5 done, no score from Fenway.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Aflac. Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Bob's Value Team versus the Gimmick Store Team. McGillicuddy throws the sleaze ball. Free financing isn't free, it's built into the price. It's a hit. 2-piece twin mattress set, only $199. Here's the pork ball. Free delivery, it's built into the price. Another hit. 2-piece full set, only $299. The split finger zinger. Free bed frame, that's built into the price too. Another hit. 2-piece queen set, only $333. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Lowest price guarantee compared to what? No 2 stores carry the same thing. Grand Slam. 3-piece king set, only $499. The Bob's team wins again, and they take away your old betting.
Built on a sports car platform with a more fuel-efficient 390 horsepower engine, the all-new Infiniti FX, defining the performance crossover, redefining luxury.
New Englanders take their sports very seriously.
I love sports. We're in Boston. Yeah!
Friday nights just got funnier. This summer on Nessun with the premiere of the Nessun Comedy All-Stars.
I'm an avid tennis player. I play tennis on grass because I hit the ball better when I'm high.
Come on, people. Everyone else is laughing. Why not us?
These guys did steroids and still hit only .218.
The Nessun Comedy All-Stars premieres Friday, July 25th, only on Nessun. Presented by aceticket.com.
Sox fans All-Star voting isn't quite over yet. From July 6th through the 10th, you can vote for the 32nd and final player for each league's roster. Go to MajorLeagueBaseball.com, cast your final vote, and don't forget to watch the All-Star Game on Fox, live from New York on July 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. J.D. Drew, Manny Ramirez, and Mike Bold back in the 4th. Drew struck out looking in the 1st inning and just agreed with Greg Gibson. Had a long, cordial conversation with Gibson after striking out. 4 strikeouts for Scott Baker. On the ground and by the dive of Alexi Cassie into right field. Leadoff single for Drew. This the 2nd Boston base hit of the night.
Now, first time tonight the Red Sox have had the leadoff man out in an inning. Drew gets the curveball here from Baker, a topspin ground ball that's quickly by the dive of Alexi Cassie at second base.
Lead runner on here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the first time tonight for the Red Sox, and here's Manny Ramirez. Grounded back to the mound in the 2nd inning. You see anything different over the last couple of weeks from Manny Ramirez you've not seen so far this season?
Well, you know, it goes back to the basics with Manny, and I've always felt that he's at his best when he's driving the ball hard into that gap in right center field. Then the pull just comes natural for him. And I just think for some odd reason his head seems to be tilted and his back shoulder drops, which of course is making him leave the ball a little bit too soon. Seems like every time Manny gets out of a slump, it seems like it's always after a couple of line shots the other way.
You know, the one difference with this slump that I don't remember in the last one that he had early this season was the number of fastballs that he is missing. That's just something you don't see.
Well, the other thing too is a lot of them have been elevated, you know, high fastballs, and a lot of times he doesn't chase those pitches.
Outside to Manny, it's 2-1. Rounded out his first time up. Then his 2 now for his last 20. Fouled off 2-2.
See, that's happened a lot to Manny, Don. We've seen it over that last road trip where he'll get a fastball right down the middle of the plate, a pitch that he normally handles and hits hard, but he's fouling him straight back. And you see the little tilt in his head? See how it's off to the side a little bit? Normally that head is right down on the baseball, right down in the barrel of the bat. When your shoulder leaves, your bat drags a little bit.
In tight, a full count now to Ramirez. Mike Lowell will be next. Nobody out. J.D. Drew at first base. J.D. takes off as Manny bloops it into right center for a base hit. Drew will keep on going to third base, gathered by Gomez in center. And the Red Sox have something going in the fourth. First and third, nobody out.
Now there's a case there where Manny chases a high fastball, but this time he makes contact. It's not solid hard contact, but good enough to get the base hit. That ball's going to be up in the zone a little bit. It actually jams him, but he's able to muscle it out into center field for the base hit. J.D. Drew heads up base running all the way to third base.
First and third, nobody out. And Mike Lowell. Mike walked his first time up. Only walk surrendered tonight by Scott Baker. Strike one to Lowell. You think about the numbers for Lowell, and not yet to the All-Star break, but 13 homers, 54 runs batted in, keeping in mind that he was on the disabled list from April 10th through the 29th with a sprained left thumb. And it's truly remarkable what he's been able to do for the Red Sox. Really ahead of the pace. And what an incredible year it was last year, and you wondered if he was ever going to be able to kind of repeat that season. And despite missing that month, he's on line to do all of that. 0-2 is outside, 1-2. 71 starts at third base with a .976 fielding percentage. That's 5 errors and 206 total chances. And third among AL qualifiers as far as the fielding percentage goes. He's got 27 plus games now without an error. Strikes out, and it's 5 Ks for Baker. He needed no contact there, and he gets it by striking out Lowell.
Goes to the breaking ball. Looks like the slider that time from Baker to pick up the strikeout. Everything in that bat away from Mike Lowell with the exception of the first pitch.
One down, first and third, and here's Kevin Youkilis. Flight out to right field, first time up. This is a guy that has been on the upswing lately, hitting at .371 over the last 20 games. Moving that average from .294 up to .311. Good for 11th in the American League heading into tonight's action. Inside almost hit him, and it's 2-0.
Two-seam fastball. It has Youkilis jumping out of the way.
We'll get the right guy up here. 358 with runners in scoring position. He bats with J.D. Drew at third base, Manny Ramirez at first base, and one out. Three and 0.
Tell you what, the way Youkilis is swinging too, it may not be a bad idea to give him the green light. 3-0.
Take strike one, 3-1. J.D. Drew at third base. Across the diamond, Manny Ramirez at first base. One out. Scoreless game, bottom of the fourth inning. Strike two, and it's a full count. Winker battles back.
Yeah, not coming back with a fastball. The 3-1 count. A slider that stays inside. It was actually supposed to be down and away. It stays inside part of the plate.
Three-two pitch. Manny takes off. It's ball four. And the Red Sox have him loaded. Baker rarely walks people. He's now walked two in the game. Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, headed out.
You're exactly right, John. And that's one thing that this Twin team does, not to get themselves in trouble, walk people. Red Sox with a great opportunity to break the ice here in this one.
It's time now for the Aflac trivia question. Our question tonight: when was the last time two Red Sox players started an all-star game at first base and second base? As of course, Youkilis and Pedroia will be this year. We'll have the answer for you a little bit later. Well, the Red Sox have them loaded here in the bottom of the fourth inning. J.D. Drew at third base, Manny Ramirez at second base, and Kevin Youkilis at first base. One out. And Coco Crisp coming up. Coco flied out to the left fielder Delman Young in the second inning. Ball one. A career .324 hitter with the bases loaded, 2 grand slams. Hitless now in his last 11 at bats. The strike evens the count at 1-1. Drew singled to begin the inning. Ramirez singled. After Lowell struck out, Youkilis walks, so bases loaded, one down. Coco may have gone the check. He did, says Charlie Relaford. It's 1-2.
Big call right there, because that immediately puts Coco in a big hole. 1-2.
Wow, initially I thought he did. Now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, to me, looking at it on replay, it didn't even look that close.
Popped up. Third baseman Brian Busher. And the infield fly makes the catch, 2 down.
That's why the check swing was so important right there. I mean, it takes you from a offensive position to become a defensive hitter. All of a sudden you're down 1-2. Makes a huge difference. He gets the breaking ball. The curveball looks like and pops it up to third base. So now it's up to Jason Varitek to try to get the Red Sox on the board.
Two down, bases loaded for the captain. He struck out swinging first time up. 5 strikeouts for Scott Baker tonight. Inside ball 1. Varitek does have a home run against Scott Baker in 2 at-bats. 7 home runs on the season for Varitek. Only 1 in his last 34 games. The 1-0. Fly ball, center field. Carlos Gomez in a few steps. Baker out of the bases loaded jam. Still scoreless after 4 from Fenway.
Can't we stay another day?
Sure. Florida. Easy to get to, hard to leave. With new nonstops from Manchester to Fort Lauderdale, Southwest Airlines is taking low fares farther. Fly for just $99 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FIOS and get Fios TV Premier and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is Fios. This is big.
The Bob team comes to the plate. It's a hit. The Priscilla recliner, only $2.99. Batter up. Another hit. The Lido recliner, only $2.99. Here's the pitch. Bases loaded. The Queen Anne recliner, only $2.99. Bob's batting cleanup. Grand slam. The Big Easy recliner, only $2.99. The Bob's team wins again. 4 recliners, your choice, only $2.99.
Now that's what I call a real clean sweep.
When a crossover can get 24 miles per gallon and take 7 people along for the ride, suddenly the whole world changes. Discover Flex from Ford. Drive one.
Futures at Fenway, presented by Filene's Basement, is August 9th. See the next generation of Red Sox stars, get autographs, and enjoy Fenway Park with the entire family. Tickets to this fun-filled doubleheader start at just $5. Visit redsox.com or call 877-RED-SOX-9 for more information.
Top half of the 5th inning. Scott Baker gets out of that jam. The Red Sox had him loaded and could not score. Well, these beautiful aerial views of Boston and Fenway Park tonight are brought to you by HB Hood. Look for the Hood Light Ship at sporting and other events throughout New England this summer. This will be pitch number 60 for Daisuke Matsuzaka. Nick Punto leading it off here in the 5th inning. And down to the count, 0-2. A lot more strikes lately from Daisuke Matsuzaka.
He's been ahead of an awful lot of hitters tonight in this ball game and also been able to put away.
I mentioned the put him away part. It's amazing how many times Daisuke Matsuzaka gets ahead with 2 strikes to the batter and then is unable to put him away, and you see that pitch count grows. He seems to nibble and go to some of that off-speed stuff.
Now, I mean, the numbers are amazing for him. The 3.12 ERA, 201 batting average. But it seems like the only time he gets in trouble are with walks. He came into the game with 49 walks on the season in 75 innings. Yet somehow he's able to wiggle out of that trouble. But the problem is when he does walk a lot of people, he's out of the game in 5 innings.
And he got into that trouble in the first inning tonight, walking Mauer and Kubel in the first, but again getting out of it unscathed. So both teams have had bases loaded opportunities and neither can score. There's a strikeout of Nick Punto. 4th strikeout for Daisuke. 1 down.
Nice cut fastball going back door here to Punto. That's a pitch a lefty's going to quit on. It looks outside. It's got the little spin on it and it picks up the outside corner.
1 out. Here comes Denard Span. Grounded out to shortstop first time up. Span was kind of battling when we saw him in spring training with the Twins for the center field spot with Carlos Gomez. Gomez won that spot to begin the season. Span started the year at AAA and has found his way to the major leagues. A strike and it's 1-1. Span's 24 years old. There's the top of the order. Carlos Gomez waiting on deck. He's played every day in center field. And Denard Span is a first-round pick by the Twins, 20th overall back in 2002. It's amazing how well the Twins have drafted over the years. Their homegrown talent has been amazing. Not all have been able to stay with the club. The players that they have produced, because costs have been a problem and spending the money to keep some of those guys, and there have been some mistakes. And I guess if you think about the mistakes, the #1 mistake the Twins have made over the years might be David Ortiz.
But they have been few and far between.
You're right about that. The 2-1 was outside. 3-1.
I mean, look at the end of last year. They lose Johan Santana and they lose Torrey Hunter. And here they are, a game out of first place in the Central Division.
As I said before, anytime you count out Ron Gardenhire and the Twins, they make you look bad. They're always in the mix. Span down to first base with a 1-out walk. First walk since the first for Daisuke. And we check in with Heidi Watney. Heidi.
Well, Don, as you've mentioned, Kevin Youkilis was named to the 2008 All-Star team. It's the first time he's received the honor, and he's definitely deserving with his error-free performance at first base and the way he's been hitting the ball this year.
I'm just trying to stay consistent and learning from my mistakes. And there's a couple things I've been working on. When I get into a little bit of rut, I try to get myself out of it by staying simple and going back to what works. And for me, I'm just trying to go up there and have a good approach every time, and you know, the whole try to be aggressive and selective at the same time.
Youkilis is batting .310 this year. He said he's very grateful to the Red Sox fans for their support in sending him to the final All-Star game at Yankee Stadium. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. That is amazing. The first All-Star game that you could be going to. He'll be starting at first base. Selected by the fans. Broken back, grounded to short. Lugo will try to start it. On to first, they complete it. We're halfway through the contest, and we're scoreless from Fenway Park.
You know your job and how to get it done. You know what your truck can do better than the rest. And you know the truck that's best for you is the one that's best at holding its value. Tundra. It's not only Motor Trend's 2008 Truck of the Year. It's the truck that's winning over some very tough customers. Ask someone you know who drives a Tundra.
You're the folks that bought the old Miller place, in spite of what happened there.
Excuse me?
It's a dead zone. Calls have been getting lost in there for years. The last residents went completely insane.
We have the Verizon network.
You good?
Well, you've got crabgrass.
We test our network every day to be America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless. Get up to $100 off select Motorola phones, like the Z6C for $79.99.
My bank is in my supermarket, and my coffee shop is in my bookstore.
My camera, my calendar, and my music are all on my phone. And my phone is in my pocket.
Things are better when you put them together.
That's why both my auto and home insurance are with Amica.
Call Amica now. You could save over $250 when you have both your auto and home policies with us.
I got it together.
I've got it together.
I've got it together. At Amica. Amica, it's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
After a tough offseason, the Twins were ruled out as an AL contender. Tomorrow, guess who's contending once again? Red Sox. Twins. It's the midseason stretch, and the Sox are ready to crack the winning streak out of the Twins.
Up and over, the ball is gone, and the Red Sox will walk off with a win.
Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Twins. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on NESN.
Time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. When was the last time two Red Sox players started an all-star game at first and second base? 1950. Walt Tropo and Bobby Doerr. 1950 was Tropo's rookie year. The only time he'd be named an all-star. That season became the first Red Sox player to win Rookie of the Year. And for Doerr, it was his 8th time when he was named an all-star. He'd be named to the American League squad a 9th and final time in 1951. Ukes going for the first time. Julio Lugo starts it off in the bottom of the 5th. Pedroia also going for the first time. Outside ball 2-2-0.
How about Pedroia, from a guy who in the first 2 months of last season couldn't play in the big leagues, became Rookie of the Year, and in his second season is going to be the starting second baseman on the American League All-Star team.
Pretty incredible. Is there a guy that gets hotter than he does? Unbelievable, the stretch he has been on.
If you put the bat on the ball, a lot of good things can happen, and that's one thing he can do.
Picked by Baker to first for the out. Baker had to go up to get it, but a nice play by the Twins pitcher for out number 1.
Well, he's made 2 nice plays in this game. The one on Manny earlier in the game with backhanded it and knocked it down. This time got the big high bounce, has to jump plenty of time to get the out at first base. So he's handling his position very nicely tonight.
One down, back up top for Jacoby Ellsbury. He's 1 for 2. Fly to center in the first, single to center in the third. And take strike 1 from Scott Baker. This is the second and final meeting of the regular season against the Twins. 1 series in Minnesota, 1 series here at Fenway Park. Red Sox played a 4-game series at the Metrodome May 9th through the 12th. The Red Sox dropped 3 out of 4 against the Twins in Minnesota. And since 2005, the Red Sox are 7-13 against Minnesota Twins teams. The only win in that weekend series for the Red Sox and for Terry Francona, Daisuke Matsuzaka won 5-2 in game 2 of that series. Losses for Papelbon, Wakefield, and Buchholz. Ellsbury goes around and strikes out. 6 Ks now for Baker, 2 down.
I mentioned earlier, Baker's strikeout high in the season is 9 against the Milwaukee Brewers. He's heading in that direction tonight. Excellent slide it down and in. He quickly gets ahead of Jacoby Ellsbury. Cannot control the head of the bat.
So 2 down, and it brings up Dustin Pedroia, who struck out swinging and fly to right. Nice grab by Denard Span by the pole down the right field line. Popped up. Morneau gives way to Casilla, and the second baseman for the Twins puts it away. 1-2-3 inning for Baker. 5 done, no score from Fenway.
Exceptionally brewed for a taste that's pure Amsterdam. Amstel Light, one damn good beer.
You only get one breakfast, so do it right. Come to McDonald's and get not one but 2 piping hot Southern-style chicken biscuits for just $3, and leave breakfast to the professionals.
It's summer, so what's dear old Dad doing? Commuting. I'm not sweating it though. I opted for the AC seats. Worth every penny.
The Cadillac summer event kicks off with 0% APR financing for 72 months on most 2008 models. This offer ends July 7th.
Partnerships are really the foundation of excellent healthcare. I'm Dr. Susan Abokaya, Chair of Patient Safety and Quality at Mount Auburn Hospital. When Blue Cross came to Mount Auburn Hospital, they came for our commitment to quality. They came with a spirit of humility, knowing that they can't do it alone, and that allowed us to really trust them. There were obvious mutual goals to transform healthcare quality in a major way. Big goals.
Exceptionally brewed for a taste that's pure Amsterdam. Amstel Light, one damn good beer.
Red Sox fans, remember every game night at midnight to tune in to NESN for Sox in 2. It's the Sox latest matchup in a convenient 2-hour format presented by Ace Ticket, official ticket partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Chicopee, Massachusetts at Fenway Park tonight. The monster seats as the Red Sox and Twins play into the 6th, and it's Casilla who swings and fouls the first pitch off from Daisuke Matsuzaka. We mentioned the last 4 outings, Daisuke unable to get beyond the 5-inning mark. Here he is in the 6th. The pitching line is brought to you by Nissan. He's given up only 2 hits. He has walked 3 and struck out 4. Here's pitch number 72. Popped up, Lowell in the foul ground. 1 down.
A lot of the outs tonight by Daisuke coming on the fastball.
So 1 out here in the 6th inning. Joe Mauer coming up. Walked in the 1st, grounded out to short in the 3rd inning. Chris Mauer winning the batting title back in 2006 with his .347 average. The first American League catcher to win the batting title. He did it at just 23 years of age. He's the youngest batting champion since Alex Rodriguez, who at 21 back in 1996 was the batting champion that year. Last catcher to win that title, Ernie Lombardi, 1942 with the Boston Braves. A swing and a miss. Mauer strikes out. It's 5 strikeouts for Matsuzaka, 2 down.
Once again, the cut fastball from Matsuzaka to pick up the strikeout. Keeps it toward the outside part of the plate. And Mauer, as I mentioned, a very difficult guy to strike out. That's only the 24th time this season he's gone down on strikes.
2 outs in the 6th inning. Justin Morneau. An infield hit in the first, fly to left in the 4th inning. And take strike 1 from Matsuzaka. Seems like we've been saying that a lot tonight. Strike 1. And that's where Matsuzaka's been ahead of most. Strike two as he follows it up, and it's 0-2.
95 on that last fastball from Daisuke. And painting the outside corner.
Daisuke, who in his last outing left with a 4-1 lead, thought he was going to get his 10th win, but that was the night of the bullpen meltdown. So they allowed 6 runs in the 7th inning. Trying to go further himself here tonight. He's 0-2. Morneau lifts a fly ball deeply to left center field. Crisp is back, and it's off the scoreboard. The ricochet by him. Ellsbury will back it up. Morneau will put the brakes on around second and pull it up with a 2-out double. No reason to get thrown out at third base already in scoring position with 2 outs.
They try to elevate on Justin Morneau with the fastball. You see Veritek with the high target. He wanted it up and in. Instead, it stayed up and out over the plate, and Morneau plants it off that left field wall. And you're exactly right. No taking chances with 2 outs. You're in scoring position at second base. He was thinking about heading to third, but with the 2 outs, just stayed at second. Took no chances.
So the first extra base hit of the night for the Minnesota Twins, and only their 3rd hit of the game. Jason Kubel, who's been on base twice tonight against Daisuke, a walk in the first, a single to right in the 4th inning. Ball 1 inside. Daisuke got Casilla to foul out, struck out Mauer, but a double by Morneau has him at second base with 2 outs in the inning. 2-0 to Kubel.
They got first base open here. Daisuke can be very careful with Kubel. He's got Delman Young on deck, who he's had a pretty easy time with tonight in the 2 at-bats that he's faced him.
Elevate, and he goes after it. 2-1. 93 on the fastball for Matsuzaka.
Pitch may have been out of the strike zone, a high fastball, but Kubel chases it.
Outfield about straight away on Jason Kubel. Morneau at second base, 2 down. Off the outside edge, and it's 3-1. Kubel is a power threat, 12 home runs on the season. To right field, J.D. Drew back a step or 2, hauls it in to end the inning. They leave Morneau at second, 5.5 in the books, no score.
Tired of being nickeled and dimed by other airlines?
Is this your first flight?
On Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees for stuff that should be free. Southwest, fees don't fly with us.
You are now free to move about the country.
Not everyone can play like the Red Sox. Not everyone can make surf and turf like D'Angelo. Enjoy the perfect combination of a classic grilled steak and cheese sandwich and a lobster roll made with 100% real lobster.
I am your idea. Color me. Get me noticed. Make me shout. And stand out. Give me Rico color that always works. I am your idea. Make me brighter. Make me shine. I am your idea. Get me in there. Make it happen. In flying colors. It's you and me, and here we go. With Rico.
Built on a sports car platform with a more fuel-efficient 390 horsepower engine, the all-new Infiniti FX, defining the performance crossover, redefining luxury.
Catch baseball's biggest prospects rising through the minor league ranks on the road to Fenway. It's minor league baseball with major league action. Thursday, July 17th at 7, it's Trenton Thunder Sea Dogs on Nesson.
Today's Twisted But True Fact of the Game is brought to you by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. On Wednesday versus the Rays, Dustin Pedroia became the 4th major leaguer this season with 4 extra base hits in a game. The twisted part is that all 4 teams have lost when the feat has occurred, as the first Red Sox loss in a game was such an effort since Dwight Evans had 4 extra base hits and a 7-6 loss to the Jays in 1980. How twisted. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Bottom of the 6th inning back at Fenway Park. No score. J.D. Drew leads it off. And Manny Ramirez and Mike Lowell. It's down to Morneau at first base. He'll take it himself, and there's already 1 out. Wow. I'm jacked. You're looking pretty good, too. One down here in the 6th. Then he grounded back to the mound at the 2nd. Single to center in the 4th. Baker has only given up 3 hits. He fouls it off 1-1.
Now the hottest ball hit was the base hit by Ellsbury in the 3rd inning, a line drive up the middle. J.D. Drews was a ground ball base hit. Ramirez a bloop into right center field.
And it's tardy, and it's 1-2. 94 on the fastball from Baker. Outside 2-2. Baker a win last time out against the Detroit Tigers. 7-inning effort, giving up 3 runs. 7 hits in 6 innings. Deals with Ramirez now. Mike Lowell will be next. 2-2. Manny chases and strikes out. 95 and on that outside corner, as Ramirez becomes the 7th punch out for Scott Baker.
And again, only 1 pitch inside, and that at bats Ramirez. That ball off the outside corner, but too close to take with 2 strikes. Just kind of flips at it and doesn't make any contact.
7 in a row now retired by Baker. And here's Mike Lowell, who walked in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th inning. As Lowell takes ball 1. Well, this has been a pretty impressive outing tonight for Scott Baker.
We mentioned coming into the game with a 3-game winning streak, and that last one coming against a very good offense in the Tigers.
Baker, 26 years old, from Shreveport, Louisiana. Lowell to deep left center field. Back goes Gomez. It's up and it's high off the wall. Guns it back in off the mark. Lowell gets in standing and nearly got one out of here. It's a 2-out double.
Yeah, almost hit that screen area just to the left of the camera positions out there in the center field. High off that center field wall. Of course, Gomez has a very, very strong throwing arm. Bear hands it one hop, but it's off the target, and Lowell doesn't even have to slide.
You know, the scoring chances are eerily similar for both teams. The Twins had the bases loaded in the first, could not score. Red Sox had the bases loaded in the fourth, could not score. With 2 outs in the 6th inning, Morneau double. Now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, Lowell doubles. Euclid will try to follow it up to right. Span coming in to make the running catch. And just like the Twins were unable to, the Red Sox aren't able to score 2. We played 6 scoreless.
After a tough offseason, the Twins were ruled out as an AL contender. Tomorrow, guess who's contending once again? Red Sox, Twins. It's the midseason stretch, and the Sox are ready to crack the winning streak out of the Twins.
Up and over, the ball is gone, and the Red Sox will walk off with a win.
Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Twins. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on NESN. New Englanders take their sports very seriously.
I love sports. We're in Boston. Yeah!
Friday nights just got funnier. This summer on NESN with the premiere of the NESN Comedy All-Stars.
I'm an avid tennis player. I play tennis on grass because I hit the ball better when I'm high.
Come on, people. Everyone else is laughing. Why not us?
These guys did steroids and still hit only .218.
The NESN Comedy All-Stars premieres Friday, July 25th, only on NESN. Presented by aceticket.com.
Lindsay, check this out. Tall, fun-loving, and spirited single seeks woman for long-lasting relationship. Currently employed by the Boston Red Sox.
Ooh, an athlete.
Outgoing, friendly, great with kids.
Let's see his picture.
That's funny, there isn't one.
This year, the game isn't on the field. Sox appeal.
I'm gonna take a chance. He's got to be better than some of the monsters I've been dating lately.
Ooh.
It's bigger.
It's crazy! Crazy!
Better.
Oh, wait a minute!
And madder.
The Mad Fisherman, baby!
The greatest show on H2O is now in HD.
Yes!
Catch all new high-def episodes of Charlie Moore Outdoors.
Here in NESN HD.
Every Sunday, all summer long.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy!
It's a Charlie Moore Summer of Fun. Sunday at 8 on NESN.
Any questions?
FW Webb is proud to be the official supplier of plumbing, heating, and cooling supplies to the Boston Red Sox. To learn more about how FW Webb can help you, contact your local professional contractor or visit fwweb.com. FW Webb, we've got it.
Top half of the 7th inning, scoreless as Delman Young, Brian Busher, Nick Punto. They elevate, and Young, who's gone after that first pitch 3 times tonight. Well, the pitching comparison, very similar. Baker and Matsuzaka head-to-head tonight. 83 pitches for Baker, 84 for Daisuke. More strikeouts for Baker, who's got 7. But neither has given up a run. Both having to work out of bases loaded jams. Boston with 4 hits, Minnesota with 3 hits. Young does not have one. First time that Daisuke has gone more than 5 innings since May 22nd against Kansas City in a victory here at Fenway Park. And here he is in the 7th inning, but behind Delman Young, 3-1. Inside, Young gets hit. Lead runner on for Minnesota for the first time tonight. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC.
Oh, the Tampa Bay Rays trying to get a little magic going at home this afternoon. Carlos Pena home run tied at the bottom of the 9th, but John Buck, a 3-run shot off the foul pole. Dan Wheeler serving it up. KC wins at 7-4, snapping Tampa Bay's 7-game winning streak. Guys.
Back at Fenway Park, thanks, Tom. as the Rays finally going down after their 7-game winning streak. As Kansas City finally gets one of those games. Red Sox scoreless here in the 7th. And Brian Busher, who's 0 for 2 in the game, striking out in the 2nd, grounding out to second base in the 4th, is down on the count 0-1.
And you have to give Delman Young some attention over at first base. He does have 9 steals on the season. Got a good sized lead right now.
Broken bat, liner caught. Youkilis will turn it into a double play.
Absolutely nothing Delman Young could do on contact. He takes 1 or 2 steps, a soft broken bat line drive, and Youkilis makes the catch, and is just waiting to tag Delman Young, who's heading back to first.
So 2 down, and the bases are now empty. Nick Punto, the batter. Fly to right, struck out looking, and a swing and a miss at strike 1. 91 total pitches for Matsuzaka. Most pitches he threw right out of the gate. Back in that first inning when he walked 2, gave up the infield hit. Took him 25 pitches to get out of that inning. It has been far more economical as the night has gone on. And a 6 2/3 deep as he deals with Punto. To right field and deep. J.D. Drew headed back towards the wall. It's over his head and off the short wall. Punto touches second, heads for third. The throw is not going to be in time. Head first with a 2-out triple for Nick Punto. Almost got it out of here to deep right field, but as it is, stands 90 feet away now.
That ball hit a long way by Punto. It's 380 out to that bullpen area. We're talking about a guy that's had 1 home run so far this season, just missed number 2. He gets that slider down and in, and right off the wall, the bottom of the wall. So all threats, most threats tonight have come with 2 outs.
Second straight inning, the Twins have had a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Morneau was left at second base by Daisuke as he got Kubel to end the 6th inning. Now 2 outs. Punto at third. His Denard Span, who was 0 for 1 with a walk, and after walking was erased quickly. The Red Sox turned their first double play in the 5th inning. Time now for the Coors Light Freeze Camp. And back in the 2nd inning, the fly ball to right field. This is Lugo. And a nice play by Youkilis at first base. Coors Light Freeze Camp brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. World's most refreshing beer. This man robbed. And they base hit in the 2nd. Pitch inside, the count 1-1. There's Punto at third base with 2 down here in the 7th. Line caught by Lowell. Matsuzaka out of the jam again. Scoreless, 7th inning stretch time. Time for a Sports Desk update with Catherine Tappan.
Thanks, Don. Hi, everybody. The will he or won't he Brett Favre saga takes another turn. There will be NHL hockey at Wrigley Field this season, and Kurt Schilling airs out Barry Bonds yet again. Those stories and much more tonight on Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. Back to Fenway Park after this short timeout.
Now, it's Sullivan Tire's $60 gas card bonus offer. That's right. Right now, when you buy any 4 Michelin or VF Goodrich tires at Sullivan Tire, you'll get a $60 gas card by mail. And there are no forms to fill out, no red tape. So if you need tires, get this deal on VF Goodrich or Michelin, the best in safety, value, and performance for your car. But hurry, because this $60 gas card bonus offer is only till July 19th. And it's only at Sullivan Tire.
cuddle bear. I'm your cuddle bear. Cuddle bear's missing a meeting, babe. I gotta go. I'm your cuddle bear. I'm your cuddle bear.
Connect at home, connect on the go. Get Verizon high-speed internet and wireless for just $69.99 a month. Call 1-888-465-7860. Verizon.
Don't miss a beat all afternoon. Introducing new oven-toasted flatbread sandwiches and personal pizzas. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Introducing the new oven-toasted Southwest Chicken Flatbread Sandwich. Try one today.
Dunkin' Donuts is in its 9th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the opportunity to catch a Boston Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts.
It's filled up out there tonight as the Red Sox and Twins scoreless into the bottom of the 7th inning. Having a good time on a warm night at Fenway Park. Crisp, Veritek, and Lugo. And Coco takes strike one. Crisp fly to left in the 2nd, popped out to 3rd base in the 4th inning. Oh, 2 the count. Well, Jerry, of course, you and Heidi Watney had the chance today to visit the Jimmy Fund Clinic, which you always do once a year, and you guys spent some time there earlier today.
Yeah, hopefully for a brief period of time we can lift the spirits of some people over there who get absolutely wonderful care. And I think we did.
I'm Jerry.
This young man, I stopped to see him, and he just broke into tears.
This is to deep right for Crisp. Span back at the wall. He makes the catch right in front of the wall and in front of that Red Sox bullpen as Crisp robbed. And it's out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, Span has been all over the place tonight, making nice defensive plays. Remember when earlier in the game going toward the wall out in right field, now back to the bullpen area. Looked like that ball had a chance, but Span right there to make the play. Well, what a well-played game this has been.
Good defense, good pitching. Chances on both sides. Coco thought it had enough. It's out number 1. Veritek lifts a fly ball out towards center field. Carlos Gomez. And there's 2 down.
Don, if I may, over the next couple of days, and we have done this over the last 3 years, the Rem Report has been sponsoring blood drives. And at Brigham and Women starting tomorrow over the next 3 days, we'll be supporting that blood drive over there. It's been very successful the last 3 years. Anything we can do to help, we'll get autographed T-shirts, chance to win Red Sox tickets. So if you get a chance and get over to Brigham and Women's, they certainly would appreciate it. And it's been a nice thing to do for the last few years. We've really, I think, helped a lot of people.
2 down here in the 7th inning. Julio Lugo.
Yeah, that young man that went in to see today, I walked into the room, and I guess we totally caught him by surprise, and I felt he just started crying. And he was crying. His name was Nick, and he just started busting into tears, and it's kind of like, you know, it was, so hopefully we made his day a little bit more pleasant.
Lugo to center. And a 2-out single for Julio Lugo.
That's Nick. He just couldn't believe it. Big Red Sox fan. His dad got him the shirt, the Padres shirt from California on a visit. Out of total coincidence, too, I ran into Bill Bombouquet who was over there today getting treatment. And Bill looked terrific. The treatment's going very well for him. So I wish him the best, and everybody that we saw today. And even those who we didn't see. That last guy that I was talking to, he was from Fall River, Massachusetts. We knew a lot of the same places, same pubs.
How about that? Well, the Red Sox trying to break this scoreless tie as they bat with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Lugo at first base. A 1-0 to Jacoby Ellsbury. Sliced foul down the left field line. 1-1. The pen is busy for the first time. Ryan Bass and Denny Reyes.
Well, Lugo at first base again. A 2-out opportunity for both these clubs tonight. Lugo with 11 steals. See if he tries to get himself in a scoring position.
Down and in, 2-1 to Ellsbury. .93 pitches for Scott Baker with 2 outs in the 7th inning. There goes Lugo. Ellsbury to right field. Span moves over and makes the catch on the line drive that ends the 7th inning. We've played 7 from Fenway. Still no score.
I may not be a rock star, but air guitar is definitely part of the package. And working hard to keep your business rocking and rolling is part of Sovereign's small business package. Everything from checking with 300 free transactions a month to loans and credit card services, all tailored to you. The Sovereign Small Business Package, it rocks.
Welcome to Sovereign.
Nice, huh? Did it myself. Check out the detail in the stitching.
Oh, yeah, that's some quality work, pal.
Can you turn on the radio when I get jacked up for the game, bro?
You got it, pal.
Today's bat day. First 30,000 fans into the ballpark receive a free souvenir mini baseball bat.
What? I need a hat!
We'll go to Olympia. There's one right around the corner.
Yeah, good idea.
The best brands, the lowest prices, the greatest service. Get it at Olympia Sports.
Much better. Better safe than sorry.
Get it at Olympia Sports.
Chronic body odor ruins lives. Hi. As a former make-believe doctor, there's one product I can recommend against the torment of excessive wetness and body odor. Old Spice Pro Strength Antiperspirant. It's prescription strength wetness protection, but you don't need a prescription to get it. That's why I can recommend it. I used to be a doctor for pretend.
Tonight, do the mojito with the refreshingly cool taste of the Bacardi Mojito.
Coming up after the game, it's WB Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Caron, Dave McCarty, and Lou Merlone. They'll break down Daisuke's performance tonight, plus a look ahead to the first place Rays and Yankees series. It's all coming up right after the game, and it's live on NESN.
8th inning back at Fenway. It's Carlos Gomez, the top of the Twins order, leads it off. Gomez, Casilla, and Mauer. And a swing and a miss for Gomez, who is 0 for 3 in the game tonight.
That's the 3rd time tonight he has attempted that. The fake bunt and then try to slap it by either the first baseman or the third baseman.
Drops it down this time, but foul. It was down 0-2. Matsuzaka at 98 pitches now tonight. His season high is 118.
difference is tonight 98 pitches into the 8th inning.
Yeah, the 118 is season high, only got him 5 2/3. And that was in the win against Kansas City back on May 22nd.
This pitching has been an absolute pleasure to watch on both sides.
The 0-2. Bloop to left. Ellsbury coming on into the head first slide to make the catch. Ellsbury did not react right away, but in the end gets it done on the diving grab for out number 1.
Here's a nominee for this week's Din Trophy Award-winning Player of the Week, Jacoby Ellsbury, with the diving play to break up a base hit. Tune into the pregame show Friday to see which play wins this week's Din Trophy Award-winning Player of the Week. We've had 2 of them tonight, and Daisuke likes that play.
Kind of froze him on contact, and then comes on to make the great catch for out number 1. Alexi Casilla is 0 for 3. He's showing bunt, taking a strike.
Now they've got a few guys in this lineup that like to bunt. The Gomez, the leadoff hitter, Casilla, the second hitter, Span, the 9 hitter.
Down and in, a ball and a strike to Casilla. Red Sox pen busy for the first time. Okajima and Hansen starting to warm up, as Matsuzaka now just up over 100 pitches. 1-2. Rattled off Veritek. Casilla trying the bunt. Lowe is backed up at third, and there's nothing he can do with it. Casilla with a bunt single with 1 out here in the 8th.
No, we mentioned they got guys that like to bunt, and there's a bunt with 2 strikes, and of course that's something that surprises everybody. 2 strikes even against bunters. Infielders will move back. Rod Carew used to do this better than anybody in baseball. 2-strike bunt base hits.
One out, 1 on. Joe Mauer, the batter. Walked in the first, grounded out to short in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 6th inning. Daisuke has held the Twins to 5 hits in the game. Casilla with 4 stolen bases has been caught once. Started then stopped at first as it's ball 2 now to Mauer. Casilla took a step or 2, then stopped. Daisuke at 105. (3-0). Matsuzaka's walked only 1 batter since the 1st inning. Walked 2 in the 1st and then walked Span, the number 9 man, in the 5th. And he falls behind Mauer. 3-0.
And add that to 1-hit batter, that being Delman Young to lead off the 7th.
There's a strike. 3-1 down to Mauer. We're in the heart of this Minnesota Twins order. Mauer, the 3 hitter. Morneau, the cleanup hitter, waiting on deck. They got 1 out, 1 on in this 8th inning opportunity for Minnesota. Well, 3-1 to Joe Mauer. Into right field, a base hit. Alexi Casilla will stop at second as Drew gathers it quickly in right. But it's back-to-back base hits, and it's 2 on with 1 away for the Twins.
Now Mauer keeps a hitting streak alive now at 6 games. That cut fastball. Terry Francona coming out. Daisuke can't believe it.
Well, the Fenway faithful let Daisuke know what they think of his outing as he departs in this scoreless game.
Country, 'tis of the sweet land of liberty of the icy.
This 4th of July, the people of Southwest Airlines join the people of the United States of America as we celebrate our independence.
From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
You are now free to celebrate your birthday, America.
Not everyone can play like the Red Sox, but you can win like them with the Surf, Turf, and Win sweepstakes. Get your promo code at D'Angelo each week and text it for a chance to win Red Sox tickets.
Stay tuned to Nesson for the Sports Museum's 7th annual presentation of The Tradition, presented by New Balance, as the New England sports community honors those who have carried on the region's rich tradition of sport. The Tradition, Thursday night at 9 on Nesson. After a tough offseason, the Twins were ruled out as an AL contender. Tomorrow, guess who's contending once again? Red Sox, Twins. It's the midseason stretch, and the Sox are ready to crack the winning streak out of the Twins.
Up and over, the ball is gone, and the Red Sox will walk off with a win.
Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Twins. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on Nesson.
Scoreless game with 1 out in the top half of the 8th inning. It's 1st and 2nd for Minnesota. Hideki Okajima about to deal with Justin Morneau. As Alexi Casilla is at second base, Joe Mauer at first base. Morneau 2 for 3 in the game.
And 0 for 5 in his career against Okajima.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Hideki Okajima
had a nice outing last night against the Yankees. Pitched an inning, no hits, no runs, did have a strikeout. You see the numbers overall, but you also know about the trouble with inherited runners, and he's got a couple here.
Up top for a ball. Daisuke Matsuzaka did not appear to be too pleased to be coming out of this game.
He did not. He kind of turned his back to home plate, stared out towards center field. He always waits for the relief pitcher to come into the ball game, and then left.
Kind of standing on the back of the mound with his back to the manager as he came out to get him. Okajima has allowed 12 of the last 15 inherited runners to score. Overall in 2008, 80% of the runners that he has inherited have scored. He's on with 1 out, 2 on. And the strike over the outside corner. It's 2-1. Would have been a gift to Morneau, who disagrees. See where this pitch ended up.
I think it was a gift.
That looked like a better pitch, and it's 3-1.
Still looked a little bit low, though, with the fastball. Veritek trying to pull it up in through the strike zone.
Casilla at second, Maurer at first, one down. Morneau fouls it off to the left, and it's a full count.
Now he had a count in his favor, 3-1. He got the fastball he was looking for, but fouled it off the third base side. That's one Morneau would like to have back.
Jason Kubel on deck. See the runners start, full count, one out. Ball four, Morneau down to first base. So Okajima comes in, walks the first batter that he faces.
Now it looks like they're going to call Kubel back now, the left-handed hitter, and send up, I believe it's going to be Monroe. So that may bring another move from the Red Sox bullpen. We'll see.
It is Craig Monroe. Monroe's been hitting at .219. He's got 8 homers though and 28 runs batted in.
Yeah, he's dangerous with the long ball.
Takes ball one. He had a pinch hit home run back on June 25th at San Diego. Had a pinch hit home run back on May 28th at Kansas City. So he's already had 2 on the season. 2 for 10 as a pinch hitter, both home runs. He bats with Casilla at third base, Maurer at second base, and Morneau at first base. Second time the Twins have had the bases loaded tonight. Could not score in the first. We'll see here in the 8th. 2-0. A career .333 hitter, 3 grand slams for Monroe with the bases loaded. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Looked like the splitter that time. Not the split of the curveball from Okajima around the 2-0 count.
Daisuke Matsuzaka, 7 1/3 tonight, responsible for the runners at second and third. We're 2-1. Fouled off to the right, 2-2.
After all the off-speed pitches, late on the fastball was Monroe.
8 home runs, only 2 of them off lefties. There's Kubel being hit for here by Craig Monroe with 1 out in the 8th. Monroe pops it up. Youkilis in the foul ground by the tarp to make the catch. Bluffing at third base and retreating is Casilla, and there's 2 down. Huge out. Credit Youkilis for going to go get it.
Yeah, and also Okajima for, really not an overpowering fastball, but made Monroe look bad on fastballs. He was charty on this one at 89 miles an hour. A ball up, he jammed him a little bit, and a little pop up to Youkilis. Okajima also made himself the cutoff man on the throw back in from Youkilis.
Initially, Sam Holbrook, the first base umpire, was an obstacle for Youkilis, who was breaking into foul ground. He was in his way for a moment. Youkilis able to get around him and go make the grab for the second out of the inning. Tillman Young with him loaded, 2 down. He has swung at every first pitch so far tonight. Does it again and hits it to second. Pedroia to second. Okajima out of the bases loaded jam in the 8th. Still scoreless from Fenway.
What if there were a car that could combine the fuel efficiency of a compact and the versatility of an SUV with the weather-taming performance of all-wheel drive and vehicle stability control? Now, there is the all-new 2009 Toyota Matrix S, radically redesigned with a major boost in performance. The all-new 2009 Matrix S, now with available all-wheel drive. See it at your New England Toyota dealer now.
This Friday.
Hey, you Hellboy? Yeah. You're ugly, man.
Meet a rule breaking.
Your weapon of choice? Five-fingered Mary.
Wisecracking.
Let me put this to you as delicately as I can.
Butt-kicking hero.
Now stay down.
In one of the most spectacular feats ever on film. This movie rocks.
You're Hellboy. I know, I'm ugly.
Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Legend has it, Rocky Mountain miners knew how to celebrate with get-togethers called banquets. Their beer, Coors. They called it banquet beer. Brewed with Rocky Mountain water and only the best high country barley for a full flavored taste. Savored by generations since 1873. Times have changed. Coors never will. Coors, the banquet beer.
Tonight, immediately following Red Sox coverage, join Catherine Tappan for Sports Desk presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers. You may know who the All-Stars are this year, but find out who got snubbed. Plus, a look at fantasy ballers and fallers. It's coming up tonight on Sports Desk right after Red Sox coverage.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Dustin Pedroia to lead it off. Scoreless contest as Pedroia drives it to left, up, back, and off the wall. Tillman Young over to play it. Fan grabs it. It's going to be a double as the one hops off the wall into the seats. Pedroia starts the bottom of the 8th with a crashing thud off the wall down the left field line.
And now a 15-game hitting streak for Dustin Pedroia, and he didn't miss a home run just by inches. Looks like either a cut fastball or a slider. He's out in front of it and just off the top of the wall in fair territory.
Pitcher is Bass for the Twins. Welcome rudely into the game.
Yeah, 32nd appearance for Bass. He's 3-2, all those appearances out of the bullpen.
After 7 innings from Scott Baker. And it's ball 1 to J.D. Drew. He's 1 for 3 tonight, a single in the 4th. He's Brian Bass.
Yeah, take a look at the rest of the numbers. 25 strikeouts and 54 2/3, 64 hits, a lot of base runners.
7 innings, 5 hits, no runs from Baker. He walked 2, struck out 7. As Drew takes ball 2, 2-0. Brian Bass, the pitcher, 26 years of age, from Pinehurst, North Carolina. On the ground right side. Casilla diving, picks himself up, throw's going to be close and just in time. Drew's out, but he gets the job done as he moves the runner along. Pedroia to third with one away.
Nice play here by the second baseman. Casilla takes a peek to see if he can get Pedroia. No chance, and just barely gets through at first base. But with the out, they get the man at third base. Infield will have to come in now for the Twins.
Manny Ramirez grounded back to the mound in the second. He singled to center in the fourth. Struck out swinging in the sixth. 0 for 2 against Bass. Ramirez fouls it off. 94 on the fastball from Bass. Looking for 507.
He'll take a base hit right now.
The 0-1 to Manny. Fouls it off 0-2. Red Sox closer getting ready. Red Sox trying to push across a run here in the 8th. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, Manny doesn't chase. The leadoff double by Dustin Pedroia, now at third base with one out in the 8th. He fouls it off to stay alive.
And just barely fouling it off. This ball looks like it's down and out of the strike zone and just hits the top of the baseball.
Ready for 15 in this category. Only one out here. The bullpen banned.
It's like a fastball away.
The 1-2. Outside for ball 2 at 95.
They get ahead of Manny. That's what they've been trying to do, going with fastballs and going away from him.
Ramirez into right, a base hit. Pedroia from third, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead. Ramirez drives in the go-ahead run.
Don, you remember early in the game we talked about Manny using the opposite field. Well, this isn't a line drive and a gap. This is just good, solid contact, staying on the baseball with the infield in and driving the ball hard the other way on the ground. So they stayed with the fastball. This time Manny right on it. See the head? See his head right on contact? There's no dip in this.
Now Mike Lowell's Red Sox look to obtain some insurance. Takes ball 1. A walk in the second, a strikeout in the fourth, a double in the 6th inning. He's got a home run and is only at bat against Bass. 2-0.
No, Manny's not trying to hit a home run. Obviously, he's got 2 strikes. He's trying to make contact. He makes good, solid contact with the infield in and gives the Red Sox the first run of the ball game.
Ball 3, 3-0. In the top of the 9th inning for Minnesota to be the bottom third of their lineup. Busher, Punto, and Span. If anybody gets on, Carlos Gomez will have a chance as Papelbon gets ready for the ninth. Ball 4-pitch walk.
The Amica Pitch Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Get the right auto and home coverage at AmicaCoverage.com. And of course, with the bases loaded, pinch hitter Greg Monroe up. First pitch is up and out of the strike zone. It's an off-speed pitch. Second pitch out of the strike zone, off-speed pitch. Off-speed again, and now he starts the fastballs. Late on the fastball. Late again on the fastball, up and in, and they get the pop out to first base.
1-0. Red Sox now on top with one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitching change from Fenway Park.
KFC Famous Bowls, freshly prepared with our home-style mashed potatoes, layered with sweet corn, all-white meat, crispy chicken, and topped with our signature gravy and 3-cheese blend. Life tastes better with KFC.
You're the folks that bought the old Miller place, in spite of what happened there.
Excuse me?
It's a dead zone. Calls have been getting lost in there for years. The last residents went completely insane.
We have the Verizon network.
You good?
Well, you've got crabgrass.
We test our network every day to be America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless. Get up to $100 off select Motorola phones, like the Z6C for $79.99.
Stay tuned to Nesson for the Sports Museum's 7th annual presentation of The Tradition, presented by New Balance, as the New England sports community honors those who have carried on the region's rich tradition of sport. The Tradition, Thursday night at 9 on Nesson. New Englanders take their sports very seriously.
I love sports. We're in Boston, yeah!
Friday nights just got funnier. This summer on Nesson with the premiere of the Nesson Comedy All-Stars.
I'm an avid tennis player. I play tennis on grass because I hit the ball better when I'm high.
Come on, people. Everyone else is laughing. Why not us?
These guys did steroids and still hit only .218.
The Nesson Comedy All-Stars premieres Friday, July 25th, only on Nesson. Presented by aceticket.com.
Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox on top 1-0. Kevin Youkilis batting with runners at first and second, one out. Jesse Crane's the new Minnesota Twins pitcher.
Jesse Crane making his 35th appearance of the season in 35 1/3, 37 hits allowed and 11 earned runs. He has walked 14 and struck out 27.
Ryan Bass responsible for the 2 men on and is on the hook right now, surrendering the first run of the game as Youkilis takes ball 2, 2-0. Youkilis 1 for 2 in his career against Jesse Crane with a single and a walk. Ryan Bass giving up that leadoff double for Pedroia, and then the go-ahead single by Manny Ramirez that drove in Pedroia. Youkilis hits a high fly ball to center field. Carlos Gomez back on the track to make the catch. Ramirez is tagging, heading for third base. Here's an unbelievable throw that gets away. Very close, but it bounces away and gets away from Boucher, and Manny gets to third.
Now you got to be careful with Gomez because he can really throw. The question is how accurate he can be, and this time he was pretty accurate with the throw. He's got 6 assists in the outfield, and he is very deep. He's on the warning track. He gets momentum coming in, makes a strong throw, but Manny's able to beat it. A little bit of a risky move there.
Oh, Manny was running very well for a guy who's had some hamstring problems.
Following the game tonight, it's Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra with Tom Caron, Dave McCarty, and Lou Maloney. You'll hear from manager Terry Francona in his live post-game press conference, plus a look ahead to tomorrow's starters as John Lester takes the mound for the first time since pitching a shutout against the Yankees. It's all coming up after the game, and it's live on Nesson.
First and third, 2 down. Chris Bowl for 3 in the game as the Red Sox look for insurance. And Coco with a swing and a miss. 97 from Jesse Crane. It was up. Red Sox breaking through with a run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The strike, and it's 0-2. He's not have a hit in his career against Jesse Crain. One and two now to Crisp. Again, it'll be 7, 8, and 9 for Minnesota in the 9th. Fouled off 1 and 2. Daisuke Matsuzaka 7 1/3 innings tonight. 6 hits, no runs, walked 3, and struck out 5. One part of the decision. Hideki Okajima coming in the 8th inning. And it seems like old times if the Red Sox can pull it off. Okajima in the 8th, Papelbon in the 9th. One, two. Outside, 2 and 2. Gardenhire pulling Baker after 93 pitches and 7 shutout innings. Brian Bass coming in, giving up the double. Got the ground out, a single, a walk before he departed, and of course the run. Chopped right side, Casilla on to first and the inning, but it's the Red Sox who break through first with a run. On top, 1-0 as we head to the 9th.
Introducing an entirely new, altogether inspired resort destination. The new 825-room MGM Grand at Foxwoods. Go Grand.
A6. Sound mind, sound body.
Get it at Olympia Sports. Shop with confidence. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FiOS and get Fios TV Premiere and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is Fios. This is big.
Tonight, do the mojito.
with the refreshingly cool taste of the Bacardi Mojito.
Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox on top 1-0. Time now for the Comcast Triple Play game summary. We've seen great defense on both sides in this one tonight. Baker, the pitcher, able to bat it down on Ramirez and throw out Manny early on. A nice pick by Euclid on a tough throw from Lugo early on. We've seen great pitching in the game tonight. And for Daisuke Matsuzaka, 7 1/3 shutout innings. He ends up striking out 5 in an impressive outing tonight. Really for both starters until this. The Red Sox driving in the first run of the game. Manny Ramirez in the 8th inning producing Dustin Pedroia. And the Red Sox take a 1-0 advantage to the top half of inning number 9, and in is Jonathan Papelbon.
Well, Papelbon picked up the loss last night in New York, running his record to 3-3. Papelbon 25 saves and 29 opportunities, 3rd best in the league.
Ryan Busher leading it off and fouling the first pitch off. He is struck out, grounded out, lined out, and lined into a double play in the 7th inning. It's his first at bat against Jonathan Papelbon. Outside ball 1-1-1. Papelbon giving up the game-winning single to Brett Gardner in the 10th inning last night, suffering his 3rd loss of the season, matching his career high set in 2007. Fouled off 1-2.
I believe it was the only splitter he threw last night, and it was a seeing eye ground ball right back up the middle. Cora tried to knock it down. He did make contact with it, but once it got by, the Yankees scored the winning run.
6 saves in his last 8 appearances, and tied for 3rd in the American League with 25 saves in 29 opportunities, converting 15 of the last 17. Fly ball down the left field line. Lowell giving chase, as does Lugo, but it's back into the seats.
Coming up after the game, it's W.B. Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Caron, Dave McCarty, and Lou Maloney. You'll hear from the manager, Terry Francona, in his live press conference, plus highlights from the Mets-Phillies game as Pedro Martinez looks to get his first win in 4 starts. It's all coming up right after the game, and it's live on NESN.
Papelbon working to the leadoff hitter here in the top half of the 9th inning. Ryan Busher, who's 0 for 3, down 1-2. Hooked foul down towards Canvas Alley and beyond it.
Looks like Papelbon that time tried the slider, and Busher out in front of it, hooking it foul. So he's thrown his fastball, his splitter, and his slider to the first batter he faces tonight.
Fouled off. Busher a tough at bat right now, 1-2. Nick Punto, then Denard Span expected here in the 9th inning. Mike Timlin up in case. Hideki Okajima 2/3 of an inning, working the 8th, the pitcher of record right now for the Red Sox. A 1-2 pitch to Busher. Struck him out, elevated at 96 and got it by him. 1 down.
Well, Jonathan Papelbon showed Busher all of his pitches in that bat. It went back to his best pitch as he elevates the fastball to get the strikeout. Busher battled him hard, but Papelbon wins the battle. That high fastball looks so nice, but you can't catch up to it.
1 down for Nick Punto. Fly to right, struck out looking, and tripled his last time up. Pops it up. Foul off third. Lowell has got to play. Makes it 2 down. Two-way in the ninth as Denard Span makes his way to the plate. Red Sox have only one 1-0 victory this season, April 29th against Toronto. Here at Fenway and trying to do it again with 2 outs in the ninth. Span hits it on the ground. Diving is Youkilis. Papelbon will get there and the Red Sox will win. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Jonathan Papelbon, and the Red Sox returning home get a much needed victory, and they do tonight against a Minnesota Twins team who they shut out 1-0.
What a good ball game.
The Red Sox win it 1-0. Dre and I'll be back, but first here's Tom Karen with a preview of what's coming up on WB Mason's Extra Innings. TC.
Well, thank you, Don. Pitching and defense wins championships. And as you saw just from that clip, the last play of the game, the Red Sox got both tonight. Their 10th shutout of the season. That is the most in the American League, and it couldn't come at a better time. After that 3-7 road trip, they come home with a win. They pick up a game on the Rays. We'll show you how it all happened. Dave McCarty and Lou Maloney with me. WB Mason's Extra Innings is next.
Your flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly, offering snacks for sale for $5. Also available, in-flight magazines for $3. If you'd like to rent a pillow or blanket, that'll be $2. If you need to use the restroom, that fee's $4. If you need anything else, feel free to push that call button for a minimum fee of $1.
How far are they gonna go? On Southwest Airlines, we don't charge fees for stuff that should be free. Southwest, fees don't fly with us.
You are now free to move about the country.
You know your job and how to get it done. You know what your truck can do better than the rest. And you know the truck that's best for you is the one that's best at holding its value. Tundra. It's not only Motor Trend's 2008 Truck of the Year. It's the truck that's winning over some very tough customers. Ask someone you know who drives a Tundra.
I may not be a rock star, but air guitar is definitely part of the package. And working hard to keep your business rocking and rolling is part of Sovereign's small business package. Everything from checking with 300 free transactions a month to loans and credit card services, all tailored to you. The Sovereign Small Business Package, it rocks.
Welcome, Sovereign.
Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, your New England Jeep dealers, Hess, your New England Dodge dealers, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, Subaru Outback, and by Southwest Airlines.
Well, the Red Sox win a great ball game tonight, 1-0. The play of the game is brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino. In the 8th inning with the bases loaded, Hideki Okajima gets Monroe to pop up with the bases loaded and then gets Delman Young to leave the bases loaded. The Red Sox get a run in the next inning and win the ball game.
1-0 the final. The Red Sox come away with the win for Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney. I'm Don Orsillo saying goodnight from Fenway Park. Visit the new NESN.com. New England Sports live online. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Tom Caron is your host for WB Mason's Extra Innings. It's coming up right after this short break. Closed captioning for Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work.
You only get one breakfast, so do it right. Come to McDonald's and get not one but 2 piping hot Southern-style chicken biscuits for just $3, and leave breakfast to the professionals.
Now, it's Sullivan Tire's $60 gas card bonus offer. That's right now, when you buy any 4 Michelin or VF Goodrich tires at Sullivan Tire, you'll get a $60 gas card by mail. And there are no forms to fill out, no red tape. So if you need tires, get this deal on VF Goodrich or Michelin, the best in safety, value, and performance for your car. But hurry, because this $60 gas card bonus offer is only till July 19th, and it's only at Sullivan Tire.
Yeah, I got 2 tickets to the game. Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah? Huh? I know it's a big game. I just don't feel like going. You want them? No? You know anyone that would? Yeah, me neither. Huh.
Visit the new Boston.com, your direct connection to discover everything about the place we call home.
New Englanders take their sports very seriously.
I love sports. We're in Boston, yeah!
Friday nights just got funnier. This summer on NESN with the premiere of the NESN Comedy All-Stars.
I'm an avid tennis player. I play tennis on grass because I hit the ball better when I'm high.
Come on, people. Everyone else is laughing. Why not us?
These guys did steroids and still hit only .218.
The NESN Comedy All-Stars premieres Friday, July 25th, only on NESN. Presented by aceticket.com.
Tight pitchers duel at Fenway Park tonight. Daisuke Matsuzaka pitched well. Hideki Okajima very good in relief, getting the Red Sox out of a jam in the top of the 8th. The Sox take advantage with the only run of the game in the bottom of the 8th, and Jonathan Papelbon doing what he does best. A 1-2-3 9th inning. It all adds up to a stirring 1-0 win for the Red Sox at Fenway Park tonight. Welcome into our NESN HD Television Center. Tom Caron, Dave McCarty, Lou Merlone, WB Mason's Extra Innings on the air. And these one-run games, we've talked so much about splits at home and road this season. Well, just like their records, the one-run games are unbelievable. 10-2 at home in one-run games, 2-14 on the road. Good news is, as we said in the pregame, they were home tonight.
And they had lost their previous 6 one-run games. So for them to come in and win this game is huge, because if you're going to be a playoff caliber team, you got to win the close games.
We are gradually watching Hideki Okajima come back into form now. They bring him in with the game on the line here. Scoreless game, 2 on, 8th inning, and he gets the job done.
Yeah, it's nice to see, really, kind of building this guy's confidence the last few outings. Got in some trouble the other day in New York. Del Cameron helped him out of that jam. Starting to build confidence, which is a good thing for this guy, because this is who we're going to need here in the 8th inning. Tonight was a good example. Came on with men on the corners and just 1 out. He had allowed 10 of the previous 11 runners he inherited to score. But tonight he comes in and he takes care of business here with the 2 on. Actually, not on the corners, but 1st and 3rd. Now, he walks the bases loaded. That's trouble. But after that, he's able to bear down and get those last 2 outs. He will get first the pinch hitter Monroe and then Young to make outs to end the inning. Neither runner comes in to score. And really that at bat with Monroe, getting that fastball in on him. Hitters have been just forgetting about the fastball because it hasn't been able to throw it around the strike zone at all. So Okie tonight, you saw him 88 miles an hour. He's surprising Monroe. He's blowing it by him. He's fouling it off 3-1. Then he gets in on him again 3-2. That's what Oki was doing before. He was locating that fastball, making it effective, setting up his changeup. He hasn't been doing that. He did it tonight.
So much of relief pitching is confidence. Last night he came in, nice 1-2-3 inning. Before that went to extra innings. A lot of fans wondering, why didn't you bring him back out? I assume it's because they want him to feel good about a clean outing last night.
Yeah, definitely. When a guy tends to struggle a little bit, you want to give him a chance to get out of the game with his confidence intact. It paid off tonight. You know, you were mentioning that at bat to Monroe. They kind of pitched him backwards there, went with the soft stuff early, and then when his timing was set more for the off speed, they came in hard with the fastball. Okajima did a super job of locating that ball, getting it up and in.
Yeah, Monroe was definitely behind on that fastball when he finally tried to get on it. Terry Francona's team wins it 1-0. They snap their 2-game losing streak, snap a 5-game winning streak of the Twins. Let's hear from the manager back over at Fenway Park.
I didn't care who it was. Just, you know, push a run across and make it stand. But it was great. We needed something, anything, so we can leave here on a night when, you know, a little frustration offensively, but we got to win. Talk about it all the time. It's a lot more fun to talk about how we can do things better after a win.
How good was that job he did tonight?
You know, what he did for us has done for us in the past, you know, coming in and finishing an inning and even going back out for another inning was such a valuable weapon in our bullpen. And for him to get out of that tonight, I think was big for him. He faces a real dangerous hitter. Lute walks in, but then makes some real good pitches after that. And you could just see the energy in the ballpark and our dugout pick up after that.
What did Matsuzaka do from the second inning on to be so good?
You know, I thought from the first inning on, he actually got 2 quick outs and then pitched himself into a little bit of a bind with the kind of the ball to third that is cued or whatever. But he threw a lot of strikes. I think he had 3 walks. Had a good finish on his pitches. He challenged a lot of hitters with his fastball and got it by him. Had some depth to his slider and threw a cutter. I thought he threw with a lot of confidence. Looked like he was feeling pretty good about himself. Just the game dictates at some point you go to the bullpen. I thought he threw the ball very well.
Terry, given Okajima's lack of success against inherited runners, are there times when you kind of swallow hard before you go to him?
Sometimes you can't just have a clean inning for every single reliever. I mean, the game dictates making a move. Javi had been in 3 games in a row. You know, Manny Del Carmen thrown a bunch of pitches 2 out of 3 days. It's not realistic that you can create clean innings for every single reliever. It won't work. What I'd rather do is get him confident and be able to go to him because, like I said before, it's such a valuable piece of our bullpen.
Was there any thought, Terry, to make a change where with Oki, with the righty?
No. The guys that they had hitting had actually been swinging about better against right-handers.
Terry, you talked about the confidence that Daisuke had tonight. How much of that comes from the command on his fastball? It seemed like he was throwing hard and accurately with his fastball specifically.
I would think that just about every pitcher in the major leagues, when they're commanding their fastball, it sets up everything else. I think I agree with that statement. You locate your fastball, even when it's not your best fastball, you have a chance. But when you're throwing with pretty good finish on it and you're locating it, you should throw with confidence.
When you were doing a lot of the All-Star stuff in the last couple of weeks, how much consideration did Daisuke get when we kind of thinking things over?
As a staff, we made a big list of anybody that we thought, you know, but again, it comes down to, and we've been through that a lot of times, the voting pretty much took over, regardless of how we felt about him. Because I thought, you know, again, before he went on the disabled list, looking at the guy that's going to start the All-Star game. And again, the voting and pretty much takes care of some of those. They really aren't issues because they don't ever get to be. I mean, I know how we felt, and we tried to have pitchers ranked and players ranked, but it really doesn't come down to how we feel a lot of times.
But you obviously feel like he was deserving it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, and again, when there are guys, we don't think straight all the time either. I don't think we're supposed to. We're around them every day, and we've won with them. So that certainly, I know it skews our thinking also. And I don't apologize for that.
Terry, as good as Daisuke was tonight, how about the overall defense?
Well, if it wasn't, we're either, I'm up here making some reason why we didn't hit or didn't do enough, because we did some real good things. Jacoby made a real nice play. Lugo, we did some good things. I mean, you throw a 0 up there for 9 innings, a lot of people are doing a lot of good things.
Terry, that's the deepest Daisuke's gotten into a game. How important is that?
That is good. We actually, John and I were talking about before the game, said, boy, I'd like to let Daisuke get comfortable and let him go out there and pitch, because it would be really good for him, and he did that. Got deep enough where we're not, trying to get 4 innings out of a bullpen in a 1-run game.
What was Baker doing to be so effective?
Boy, he located well. We had him on the ropes to 1 inning, and we didn't get anything. And he pitched. We've known that since we've watched him, because see him come up as a young kid when he's in Fort Myers. He knows how to pitch. Came off a pretty solid outing and carried it over into this one.
Okay. Terry Francona talking after a Red Sox 1-0 shutout win, the 10 shutouts by Red Sox, pitching the most in the American League. Don't know how many more Cleveland will be getting now that CC Sabathia is on his way to Milwaukee, but they're 1 ahead of the Indians right now. The Angels, Rays, and Jays in there with 8 shutouts apiece. And so obviously the run they score becomes all that much more impressive. And this wasn't a second inning when you didn't know how the game was going to be. This was bottom of the 8th. Manny Ramirez, who never swung the bat in his pinch hit last night, came out, put in a real good at bat. Important because they needed to win tonight, but also important because they needed to get Manny back on track.
Well, it's very important. You see him hitting the ball to right field. I mean, that's a good sign. When Manny coming out of his slump, driving the ball to right field, getting on top of the ball, not dropping the back shoulder, line drive, hit the hole. But it was good. It was set up nice. That middle of the order with the guys on base late. We saw what happened earlier in the game. We talked about in the pregame about how, the bottom of the order being up bases loaded. But here, Pedroia, gets it going. The guy's been on fire.
He almost ended it right there. That was almost the run. He just missed.
Yeah, great way to extend that hitting streak to 15 games right there, too.
And he just misses it, but he takes second base on the double. Nice little productive out here in the bottom of the 8th.
You can't say enough about that. J.D. Drew has a 2-0 count there, goes out, gets a ball that's out over the plate, and hooks it on the ground a second to get that runner over, being unselfish. And then you see Manny right there coming up, staying inside of that ball, something he really hasn't been doing well at all. But stays inside of the ball, keeps his hands inside, hits it the other way, doesn't try to do too much, comes through big time for him.
I've been sitting here for 4.5 years, and I don't know how many times we say when you see Manny starting to go the opposite field, that's usually when he starts coming back out of a funk.
Well, that's a good sign for Manny. When he stopped trying to pull the ball, we're starting to see him what he's going through now. The front shoulder is pulling out. He's dropping his back shoulder. He's trying to pull the ball. Get back to right field. Try not to do too much. He hits that hole in between first and second. That's like, for Manny Ramirez, for me, that's all right. You move the ball the other way. For him, that's a little bit unknown, but that's how he gets back into it, and hopefully that carries him over.
Well, I got the Red Sox through tonight. They only needed 1, and they got 1. A no decision for Daisuke Matsuzaka. A winning relief for Hideki Okajima. A lot of good things tonight. And the Red Sox pick up a game today on the Tampa Bay Rays. Jason Varitek, Daisuke Matsuzaka having a word as the Red Sox win this one. We'll take a look at Daisuke's good night. A no decision to show for it, but he pitched well enough for the Sox to win.
It's gonna be a Subaru summer. The feeling is coming on strong. All summer long.
This summer, feel the love at your local Subaru dealer, where you'll find the best deals of the year during our Subaru Summer all-wheel drive away. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a Subaru summer.
All summer long. It's gonna be a Subaru summer. It's gonna be a Subaru summer.
Red Sox action is brought to you by W.B. Mason's What a Bargain Clearance Centers, where smart business people save up to 75% on top brand office furniture. For example, This gorgeous iron gray swivel chair, a special purchase, would ordinarily sell for $179. It's sold at What a Bargain for $69. That's a savings of $110. Now you know why it's called What a Bargain. It's not bargain office furniture, it's great office furniture at a bargain.
You only get one breakfast, so do it right. Come to McDonald's and get not one but two piping hot Southern-style chicken biscuits for just $3 and leave breakfast to the professionals.
When you need to know the stats, the scores, the standings, get to know the new NESN.com, because no one knows like NESN. The new NESN.com is your ticket to video from your teams you won't find anywhere else. Yeah, you know, and for the all-new Playground, where we let fans be fans, interacting with each other and their favorite NESN shows and personalities. NESN.com. Hit it.
I'm Heidi Watney. The Red Sox get the 1-0 win over the Twins with phenomenal pitching from both teams. I'll have all the reaction from the clubhouse and talk with Brad Mills about Daisuke Matsuzaka's great performance. Now back to TC.
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. Time for our Stat of the Game, brought to you by the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback. It's America's #1 selling wagon. Daisuke Matsuzaka pitching deep into the game tonight. It's what they needed from Daisuke, as well as he has pitched. That's been the biggest hurdle tonight. After an early jam, he got him deep.
Well, he did, and I think one of the things that he did an outstanding job of tonight was attacking the strike zone. A lot of times in those previous starts, he would get ahead of a batter and then start nibbling and trying to get a little too tricky. Tonight, he was aggressive and went right after the hitters.
Really seemed, and even when he has a bad first or second inning, seemed to get in his groove in the middle innings. This seems to be the case with him. You wonder sometimes, you know, we've heard about these 150, 170 pitch outings in Japan. Maybe it takes him a little longer to warm up when that's what he's done all his life.
Yeah, even the start before. I mean, he threw 50 pitches the first two, but then was lights out the last three. Tonight, it was just the first inning. And after that, I mean, he was attacking these hitters. Even when he fell behind the count, 1-0, 2-0, he wasn't afraid to throw that fastball that he's throwing 93, 94 miles an hour today. He hit a little giddy up.
And the first inning was very close to getting out of that without any damage, but the 2-out walk, all of a sudden it starts like it's going to get away from him a little bit. A walk, a little infield single, another walk, and he's got himself in a jam.
Yeah, but then he settles down, gets Young to hit a ball right back to him. Here you see, couldn't tell who that was.
That was the infield single from Morneau.
Okay,
nothing he could do there at third base. Then
no.
Kubel will come in, draw the walk, and now again, he's got the bases loaded with Young and a couple of outs.
And he gets the overly aggressive hitter there chasing that pitch, goes right back to him. He makes the play. But the thing is, he had 25 pitches in that first inning. After that, the most pitches he had in any one inning was 14. I mean, that is being efficient with your pitches and attacking the strike zone.
And it's what they've wanted from Daisuke, and when there was a little bit of trouble, he was able to get out of it tonight. But we know he does that well. He's, 9 for 9 retiring batters when they come up with the bases loaded. So he's gotten himself in jam, but he's as good as anybody at getting out of those jams.
Yeah, I mean, hitters are hitting 167 off him, runners in scoring position and 2 outs. So, yeah, everybody says, oh, he's walking everybody, he's letting everybody on base, he doesn't have a quick inning. But when guys are getting on base, they're not doing anything. He's not giving up hits. The bottom line is they're not hitting him, and he's not giving up runs. And that's the bottom line when it comes to pitching.
Lowers his ERA to 2.84 for the season, and as we said, over 9 opposing hitters with the bases loaded. You see the numbers with runners in scoring position even lower with 2 outs. Last time he gave up a bases loaded hit was last September. So tonight, pitched well, just not well enough for the win, because a little bunt to get something going, all of a sudden a hit, and he did not look happy when he came out of the game.
Well, that 1-2 count, the guy bunts. I mean, that's pretty confident in your bunting right there. It looked like it rattled him a little bit, because then he comes back, walks the next guy, then he comes out of the game. He didn't look happy. And believe me, Dice, I'm sure, wants to be throwing 170 pitches a game if he can. But he comes out of that game a little bit early. He wants to stay in it. But he did his job tonight. He got him into the 8th. That's all you can ask.
Tell you what, if you'd have said back in February at Fort Myers, a 2.84 with a 9-1 record before the All-Star break, nobody would complain about that. Daisuke Matsuzaka, no decision, but the Red Sox get the win tonight. If you got questions about your health, you can ask them on our website, NESN.com/Red Sox. Submit your question in photo, They will be answered by experts from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. It's the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox and all of Red Sox Nation. Still to come, Pedro Martinez on the mound for the Mets, and the Rays going extra innings against the Royals. Highlights and everything coming up next.
Red Sox action is brought to you by WB Nason's What a Bargain Clearance Centers, where smart business people save up to 75% on top brand office furniture. For example, this brand new all-in-one printer would sell elsewhere for almost $799. It's sold at What a Bargain for $199. That's a savings of $600. Now you know why it's called What a Bargain. It's not bargain office furniture, it's great office furniture at a bargain.
Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep are giving you relief at the pump just when you need it most.
We can go anywhere in our Jeep Patriot.
We can take that weekend getaway in our Dodge Journey. We're going on our summer vacation in our Chrysler Town and Country, and we won't pay more than $2.99 a gallon for gas.
Now when you buy or lease most Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year.
$2.99.
Let's refuel America. See your Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep dealer today.
No matter what the recipe, attention to detail is the main ingredient. Bertucci's, what's not to love? Our Polo San Remo, grilled chicken with thyme and roasted black olives in a light lemon sauce.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FiOS and get Fios TV Premiere and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is Fios. This is big.
It's fun, exciting, and only here for a short time. Introducing the lottery's limited edition World Series Red Sox ticket. You could win up to $10 million instantly. There are also 20 instant prizes, each worth $1 million. Plus, you could win great Red Sox World Series memorabilia. Get yours today at Fenway Park or your local lottery agent. MassLottery.com.
Our Red Sox win tonight, but we all win because Catherine Tappan joins us right now with the Sports Desk update. Hey, Catherine.
Hi, TC. Thank you. Well, we've got a little bit of NFL news for you as it appears that Brett Favre's saga will not be over anytime soon. Since Favre retired in March following 17 record-breaking NFL seasons, there have been constant whispers that he wants to play in the upcoming season. And on Monday, there was another one. According to Sports Illustrated's Peter King, Favre wants to play football again, and his agent could ask the Packers to grant that wish within the next 10 days. King goes on to say that the Packers do not want him back, which could leave them with two options: trading him outright or releasing him and letting him sign with another team. So the Packers begin training camp on July 28th. So we will certainly stay tuned to this one. We'll have much more on this ongoing saga. Plus, Curt Schilling airs out again on Barry Bonds. And we'll have your fantasy ballers and fallers. It's all coming up tonight on Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. That is immediately following Red Sox post-game coverage. For now, we go back over to TC. And TC, we know the Patriots don't want him.
Yeah, no, I think they're all set at the position for a while. All right, Catherine, thanks very much. Sports Desk coming up in just a little bit right now. Let's check in on the first place. Tampa Bay Rays a 7-game winning streak coming into their game today against the Kansas City Royals. And this one would not be over anytime soon. Ross Glode singles to center. Martin comes all the way around from first. He's safe at home. Takes out all-star Dana Navarro in the process. Here in the ninth, Rays still down by one. Local hero Carlos Pena ties it up with a homer that sends this game into extra innings. But Dan Wheeler on the mound, and he gives up a 3-run shot to John Buck. Hits the foul pole. That means it's fair. Royals take a 6-3 lead. They win it by the final of 7-4. Joaquin Soria gets Akinori Iramura to ground out to end it. So it is a 4-game lead now for the Rays over the Red Sox. Still 6 in the loss column. We say that a lot right now because the Red Sox have played so many more games than everybody else. You can see that they have played 4 games more than the Rays, and significantly more, 3 more than the New York Yankees. Speaking of which, the Yankees hosting the Rays, a little 2-game series. You can blame Interleague for all these 2-game series. Matter of fact, in my opinion, you can blame Interleague on just about everything. Kashmir and Pettit go head-to-head tomorrow, and then Edwin Jackson and Sidney Ponson going on Wednesday. And I guess as we look at this series, this is how far the Rays have come. You got to like the Rays in both of those pitching matchups.
Are we rooting for the Yankees?
I guess.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's kind of weird to be rooting for the Yankees.
Is that
in
what it's
these
come
games.
to?
Unless they're going to play to a tie. I don't think they're going to let them do that. But you got to like Kashmir. Pettit's pitched well, but Kashmir gets AJ. You got to like Jackson over Ponson. I mean, this Rays team, you start to look at these matchups, and you got to like their pitching.
Well, now they're going to go in Yankee Stadium. Ponson, he's been pitching pretty good. I mean, but right now, Kashmir, Jackson, the way this team is playing, they're on a roll. You just wonder how long they can keep it up. I mean, that's what we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, they still haven't really had that stretch that every team seems to have during the course of a year where they struggle a little bit.
Well, and it's going to come when they hit the road. They have played more home games than anybody else in the division. They've got a nice record at home, and that'll even out. We've talked about this. The Red Sox now have a very favorable schedule over the second half of the season. Meantime, in the National League, Pedro Martinez still getting it done and got some early support tonight. Here in the first inning against the Phillies, already 1-0. Damian Easley drives in Endy Chavez, so it's a 2-0 lead before Pedro ever takes the mound. Now 3-0 in the second. David Wright with a double to left. Endy Chavez, Jose Reyes both score. And the Mets have a comfy 5-0 lead in the top of the second. And as it kept going, so did Pedro. A 6-0 lead. Pedro getting involved in the offense, rips one through the hole there. Fernando Tatis scores on the error to make it 7-0. Pedro Martinez had a couple of hits and a couple of RBI tonight. They're in the bottom of the 8th. And the Mets have a 10-5 lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. So Pedro Martinez, we were watching him tonight. We've all talked about that arm slot coming down, and he doesn't throw 90 whatever anymore, but he can still locate. Watching him tonight, he can still paint when he has to.
Well, the key with Pedro is even when he threw hard, he was not a thrower. He was a pitcher. He mixes up his pitches. He throws everything he has in his repertoire for strikes, and that's what makes him effective. He locates it, too.
And if he's still throwing 80, 89 miles an hour, 90, I mean, that's effective. He can still be good at that. It's when I start seeing 85, 86, and you're like, oh, Petey, what are you doing here? But, he's throwing the ball 80, 89. He's still a lot of break on that curveball tonight. He's thrown a couple great backdoor curveballs, froze some of those hitters. This guy still knows how to pitch.
Especially with a 6-0 lead after 2 innings. I'll hand the ball to him in that case anytime. All right, we'll come back. We'll get more reaction for the Red Sox clubhouse. We'll hear from Dustin Pedroia, but our WP Mason delivery of the game is Pedroia scoring the run on the Manny Ramirez 1-out single in the bottom of the 8th. Hope you enjoyed it. It was the only run of the game. As Red Sox pitching posts its 10th shutout of the season. 1-0 the final. Sox snap the 5-game winning streak of Minnesota.
There's a world outside every darkened door where the brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with me to the distant shore. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long.
Ever since there were cars, Americans have had a love affair with the open road. And with quality gasoline and great snacks coast to coast, Valero is your perfect travel companion. Valero, the all-American gasoline for the all-American love affair.
These days, one thing matters when it comes to driving, this number. With an EPA estimated 30 miles per gallon highway, this Pontiac G6 has better fuel efficiency than this Mazda 6. Not to mention it has a range of up to 480 highway miles, which means you won't be stopping here again anytime soon. What's the point? Less pumping, more driving.
Now current non-GM owners can get $169 a month on a new Pontiac G6 sedan. Residency restrictions apply. See your local Pontiac dealer.
It's the ultimate Red Sox show for the ultimate Red Sox fan. Join Heidi Watney as she counts down the 9 must-see stories each week from Red Sox Nation. Plus, one-on-one with Sox players, special features, and highlights. Nesson's Ultimate Red Sox Show is the ultimate way to keep up on all things Red Sox. Nesson's Ultimate Red Sox Show with Heidi Watney, presented by Buick Pontiac GMC. Sundays only on Nesson. It's bigger.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Better.
Oh, wait a minute.
And better.
The
Mad Fisherman, baby.
The greatest show on H2O is now in HD.
Yes!
Catch all new high-def episodes of Charlie Moore Outdoors
Here in Nesson HD.
every Sunday, all summer long.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
It's a Charlie Moore Summer of Fun, Sunday at 8 on Nesson. Sponsored by Obashan Hardware.
Any questions?
The Bertucci's Player of the Week, Dustin Pedroia. This past week, he went 14 for 35, scored 8 times, had 5 extra base hits, including a couple of homers, drove in 5, and hit 400. A 14-game hitting streak that matched a career high. He broke that tonight with a 15-game hitting streak. And he also found out he'd be starting in the American League All-Star team down in New York next Tuesday. Therefore, up at Kenmore Square, Pedroia's number will be displayed all week long. Bertucci's What's Not to Love. Let's hear from last week's Player of the Week, who scored the only one of the first game of this week. Dustin Pedroia in the clubhouse after the game.
It was a well-pitched game. Daisuke did a great job, and Scott Baker did phenomenal. I mean, he controlled us the whole night. So, we just got that run at the right time, and Pap came in and did a great job.
You feel more comfortable at home, just everything in the surroundings? You get back home, you get a one-run win.
I don't know. We didn't really play that. We haven't played that well on the road all year, so, I guess. Heck, I don't know. I know, we don't think about it. Oh, if we go on the road, we're going to lose. We've come out every day and play as hard as we can, and sometimes, we don't win. I think we lost 3 or 4 one-run games on the road, so 6. So maybe we need a 2-run homer or something like that when we're on the road.
You got a pretty good view of Daisuke's outing tonight. He seemed to have some pretty good twinkle there.
Yeah, he did great. He's there for a while. He got in a rhythm. He was painting his fastball and cutter and changeup. So, when he does that, he's lights out.
This home road thing has become the story of the Major League Baseball season. Major League Baseball has become the NBA somehow, and road teams can't win. There's only 2 teams in the American League with winning records, only 4 teams in all of baseball with winning records on the road. Do you have any rhyme or reason to any of this? Because baseball is supposed to be the one sport immune to all that. Starting pitching is supposed to win games, whether you're home or on the road.
Well, I think as far as the Red Sox go, I don't know about these other ball clubs, but you look at their road trips. 30 of their road games have been in 3 10-day road trips. And they've done this in the first half of the year. A lot of teams won't have 3 10-day road trips the entire season, let alone 3 in the first 3 months of the year. So, when you look at the Red Sox, that's where I see the difference. Out of the other clubs, hey, I don't know what they're doing on the road.
Well, the good news is that's behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I think you kind of touched on it there a little bit with the Red Sox having those long road trips like that. But one factor in that is, they have a lot of night getaway games because they are such a big draw. The teams want to have that larger crowd available to come to the night game. So they schedule a lot of night games on getaway days. So the Sox are traveling. They're coming in, seeing the sun coming up in a city and playing that night. That's tough.
Well, even from New York last night, you figure out New York, no big deal. They get it around 4 a.m. today because it was the late game, extra innings by the time you pack up and hit the road. So a nice win tonight, 1-0, as they bounce back with a win at home. Don't forget, Wednesday after the pregame show wraps up, I'll be over at Nesson.com on the playground. Chat with you live during the first hour of the game. 1 o'clock start on Wednesday. So get your questions ready and join me in the all-new Nesson.com playground Wednesday afternoon, live at 1. Still to come, we'll hear from Mike Lowell. He's not going to the All-Star game, but he did his part tonight. Some nice defense, too. We'll look at all that and more as we continue.
Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep are giving you relief at the pump just when you need it most.
We can go anywhere in our Jeep Patriot.
We can haul the boat to the lake in our Dodge Ram.
We're going on our summer vacation in our Chrysler Town and Country, and we won't pay more than $2.99 a gallon for gas.
Now when you buy or lease most Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year.
$2.99.
Let's refuel America. See your Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep dealer today.
Hi, can I help you?
Yellow Book will always help you find.
So, when are you marrying Mike?
Tom.
Oh,
what you're really looking for. Say yellow to the future. Yellow Book.
Experience the difference with Frank Webb's Bat Centers. Whether you're remodeling a bathroom or building a new home, the experts at Frank Webb's Bat Centers always have your best interest in mind. Frank Webb Bat Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling and building team. Visit us today at frankwebb.com.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FIOS and get FIOS TV Premiere and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is FIOS. This is big.
Catch baseball's biggest prospects rising through the minor league ranks on the road to Fenway. It's minor league baseball with major league action. Thursday, July 17th at 7, it's Trenton Thunder Sea Dogs on NESN.
In Case You Missed It is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
All right, coming up as the homestand continues into the All-Star break tomorrow, we'll take a look at the All-Star snubs who should be going. Why aren't some of the stars going, and why are some of the guys going? Then on Wednesday, we'll take a look at the lack of offense being generated by catchers in this day and age. Then on Friday, it's the ring raffle, as you will find out if you're one of the 9 championship ring winners. That's all coming up as Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show. As this homestand takes us right up to the All-Star break. But still to come, we'll hear from Mike Lowell and Jason Varitek on Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra.
Now you see me? Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you don't. What you are seeing is how much farther, wider, and better you'll see with Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania. Because the next time you see me, I may not be alone. See farther, see wider, see better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Sometimes you get a championship ring for being the best, and sometimes a checking account. Premier Checking from Sovereign. It's one of the best checking accounts on the planet with preferred rates on CDs and home equity loans. Plus over 2,300 Sovereign ATMs, including at most CVS pharmacy locations. Premier Checking, one more way Sovereign works harder for you because you deserve the best.
Nice to see you.
I'm your cuddle bear. I'm your cuddle bear. Cuddle bear's missing a meeting, babe. I gotta go. I'm your cuddle bear.
Who's my cuddle bear?
I'm your cuddle bear.
Connect at home, connect on the go. Get Verizon high-speed internet and wireless for just $69.99 a month. Call 1-888-465-7860. Verizon.
Ever since there were cars, Americans have had a love affair with the open road. And with quality gasoline and pay-at-the-pump convenience coast to coast, Valero is your perfect travel companion. Valero, the all-American gasoline for the all-American love affair.
You're watching NESN, home of the Boston Bruins and world champion Boston Red Sox.
Welcome back to our NESN HD Television Center. Tom Caron with you here for Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. The Red Sox came back home early in the wee hours this morning after losing 7 out of 10 games on a road trip and looking for Fenway Park to be friendly to them once again. A great home record, 9 games under 500 away from home, and the hottest team in all of baseball coming to town for the first 3 games of this homestand. Minnesota facing Daisuke, Matsuzaka, and the Red Sox. And Daisuke into a jam early. Bases loaded here in the first inning, but he gets Delman Young to come back to the mound, and he ends the inning on the ground out. He would settle down nicely after that. Bottom of the first now, Scott Baker off to a strong start. Strikes out Dustin Pedroia, J.D. Drew. 4 strikeouts, 1 hit through the first 3 innings. Baker looked good tonight.
Yeah, he had it going on. And this staff, this entire pitching staff as a whole, I mean, they throw strikes. They make you swing the bat. I mean, they're got the 4 of the top 5 guys in strike percentage. So when you go up to the plate, you know you're going to get something. A lot of strikes.
Yeah, you got to go up there and be aggressive against guys like that.
And he was able to keep it tight early. In fact, this one was tight throughout the entire night. Bottom of the fourth now. Bases loaded, 1 out Sox. Can't put anything on the board. Coco Crisp popping out to third base, and then Jason Varitek will fly out to center field. So this one remains scoreless. In fact, it stays that way through the 7th inning. Here to the top of the 7th. Man on, nobody out. Matsuzaka, a little defensive help. Kevin Youkilis will snag this Brian Busher liner. Nice double play. Good defense all night tonight by the Red Sox.
Yeah, and they needed it tonight. I mean, you know, that's a game that if they didn't make a lot of really nice plays, they could have easily been down by several runs.
You know, people talk about Youkilis versus Morneau for the All-Star game. The difference, Yuke's better defensively.
Oh, he's been outstanding over there defensively. And tonight was a big play because the next guy ended up coming up here and hitting a triple. So that run would have scored right there. I mean, who knows how many runs they would have got that inning if you don't make that play.
Instead, it stays scoreless. And now Hideki Okajima on in relief of Daisuke Matsuzaka. He walks Justin Morneau, but he gets Craig Monroe to pop out to first base in foul territory. Yuke gets over there for the catch. And then Delman Young, with bases loaded still, with a grounder to second base, that ends the threat. First time since April 22nd that Hideki Okajima comes on with 2 or more runners on base and doesn't allow anyone to score. That's good news. So's this. Manny Ramirez, an RBI single with 2 strikes on him, a 2-2 pitch, but he slaps it over to right field, drives in Dustin Pedroia. That's the only run of the game. Red Sox win this one. 1-0 is the final. They snap a 2-game losing streak and a 5-game winning streak for the Minnesota Twins. You see the offense. The first 5 batters in the lineup had at least 1 hit. Julio Lugo had a hit as well. Not a lot of hits in this game. Just 6 for the Twins, 7 for the Red Sox. For the Red Sox, get the 1 run, and that's enough to pick up the victory. Daisuke gets a no decision, but 7 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball. Hideki Okajima picks up the win in relief, and Jonathan Papelbon gets another save. Red Sox win this one. 1-0 is the final. Let's hear from Mike Lowell in the clubhouse.
You know, I thought he was very efficient. I like the fact that he was pounding the zone with his fastball. He had very good velocity today. I think he was probably feeling pretty good, but I think when he throws strikes and establishes that fastball, it makes his other stuff that much harder to hit. So it was a big start, especially after, you know, we felt like we could have won, you know, more games in New York than what we did. So if it's going to be 1-0, it's better for us to win.
How about the other Japanese connection with Okajima getting out of the jam?
It was great when he got out of it. It's a little dicey when bases loaded, 1 out. But he executed his pitch. I thought he did a great job. You know, had the confidence to throw a 2-0 curveball, and he executed his pitch and did a great job. Was a little bit of frustration.
All right, that's Mike Lowell. He'll be on hand, along with all-star pitcher Josh Beckett, David Ortiz, John Lester, other sports heroes. It's Beckett Bowl this year, the Celebrity Bowling Tournament, Thursday, July 10th. The Town Line 10 pin to benefit the Josh Beckett Foundation and Children's Hospital. For tickets to the after party hosted by DMC and information about a raffle, visit beckandbowl.com. Red Sox get the win tonight. We'll have more reaction from the clubhouse. We'll hear from Jason Varitek and more after this.
I don't care about the big fly ball. I want nice line drive singles, all right? I don't know what to tell you. You're almost perfect, right? You are pressing way too hard on yourself. Just have some fun. Play heads up, work hard. Eileen, they asked if you'd sing the national anthem. All right, Z, throwing strikes now. Nice pitch, attaboy. How to throw the ball, Z. Attaboy, let's go, get the bats going. Dig hard, attaboy. Nice job. We got a 1-run lead. Let's put some runs on the board, play some good defense, all right? Oof. You like it, you hit it. All right, have some fun. Dig hard! Go ahead. Come on, Shane. You got to score. See, you're all nerved up. Just relax, all right? You throw it, he'll catch it. Piece of cake. 4-3 game, and you guys broke out. That was nice. Very nice. Couple of game balls. Nice job. Heck of a job, all right? Obi, that's your home run ball right there, baby.
Granite City Electric. We love kids, we love baseball, we love our customers.
1, 2, 3. Nice. Very nice.
For one magical night this summer, baseball history will take over New York City.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
Baseball's greats come for the final All-Star game ever at Yankee Stadium. The 2008 All-Star Game, July 15th, only on Fox.
Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra is brought to you by Granite City Electric. No one knows lighting and electricians like we do.
He had good velocity. The ball came out of his hand probably the best it had all year.
Was it anything in particular that you guys have worked on between starts?
Yeah, if that's Farrell. But no, he just, that was probably his best outing of the year as far as command and as far as his ability to command the strike zone with different pitches.
You seem pretty upset to get pulled from the game.
I'm not sure. But we got Oki in there, and Oki did a job, after the walk, got in a tight jam, made some real good pitches to Monroe, and was able to work out of it.
Jason, it seems like his stats.
All right, Jason Varitek talking about the performance of Daisuke Matsuzaka. Our performance of the night is the at-bat from Manny Ramirez, 8th inning, 1 out, a 2-2 pitch. Drives it over to right field, drives in the only run of the game. Dustin Pedroia comes in, Red Sox win 1-0 the final. This, of course, coming as Manny Ramirez continues to struggle of late. The pinch hit last night kind of typifying the recent struggles here. He didn't swing at any of the pitches, took 3, and they were all strikes. Winds up striking out. What have you guys seen? We've compared it here to June 1st, got a couple pieces of videos. What do you guys see different than what Manny's doing right now?
The main thing that I see is I see Manny as he's going out to stride. He's taking some of his weight with him. You can see right there where it's frozen, the picture on the left, he hits a home run. Look at that back leg and the bend in it, the way he's driving off of that back leg. In the picture on the right from today's game, you see how he's just kind of dragging that back foot forward because all of the weight has already transferred. Once the weight is transferred too early like that, the backside will collapse, his head turns, the shoulder and hip fly, and that's why you're getting him looping under those balls and just fouling off those fastballs that normally he would just hammer.
Got to drive through that front foot.
Yeah, and also with him, his rhythm. It just looks like his rhythm is off. You know, you see him up there, and he's got that Jim Thome-like thing, and he's got his little rhythm getting ready for the pitch, and then sometimes you just see his whole thing just seems to be off. And it's not really like Manny Ramirez because he's such a good balance at the plate all the time. He's never seems to be outbalanced, and today in that strikeout, I mean, he looked awful. You know, his butt was leaking out there, and he's just flaring at a ball away. You see his back, I see his head kind of dropping out over the plate, which creates some big problems because then when your head drops, your back shoulder drops, and you're losing your barrel. So the ball that's right down the middle, rather than squaring that ball up, the barrel is dropping, you're losing it, you're fouling these balls off right back to the backstop, mainly out to right field down that first baseline, and that's what we're seeing a lot of right now.
Well, 2 for 4 tonight to step forward, hopefully for Manny Ramirez, who had been 2 for 19 coming into this game. So the Red Sox needed a run with Manny at the plate. They got it. They win it 1-0. Now they hand the ball to John Lester. He's been very good. See how he does against the Twins and Nick Blackburn. A preview coming up next.
Sometimes luxury needs to howl at the moon. Find a rare grass-fed steak in a red leather booth and invite all its friends. This is 5.1 surround sound luxury. Luxury advanced. The all-new Acura TSX. A new generation has arrived.
Visit your New England Acura dealer for a test drive with a completely redesigned 2009 TSX.
Want to replace your old windows and doors, but don't know where to start? Say hello to Pella. We make window and door replacement easy and affordable, with windows and patio doors rated #1 for energy efficiency. And we take care of it all from start to finish to ensure a highly satisfying replacement experience. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation with a Pella window and door expert and take advantage of our limited time offer. Pella, viewed to be the best.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Picture quality PC world calls razor sharp. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Call 877-283-FiOS and get Fios TV Premiere and phone for just $74.99 per month for 1 year. This is Fios. This is big.
All right, take a look at the schedule for the Red Sox here. They're at home, as you can see, all red up through the All-Star break. That begins Sunday after the game against Baltimore. 2 more with the Minnesota Twins beginning tomorrow as the Red Sox put John Lester on the mound against Nick Blackburn. John Lester, his last start, July 3rd in New York, a complete game, 5-hit shutout. Might not be quite the no-hitter, but to go down to Yankee Stadium and shut out that team has to be another boost of confidence for Lester.
Yeah, definitely. He has been outstanding of late, being much more efficient with his pitches, working late into the game. He's doing everything that they could ask. And right now, if the playoffs were to start, I think he'd probably have to be their number 2 pitcher.
As good as Daisuke pitched tonight, I'd have to agree. He's your number 2 starter right now.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how he's going to outdo himself here after that game he threw in Yankee Stadium. You know, I know it's a different lineup here in Minnesota, but still, I mean, he was outstanding that night.
Well, we'll see if he can carry it into the game against Minnesota tomorrow. It'll be Lester against Nick Blackburn, who's 2-2 with an ERA over 5 on the road. Our coverage begins at 6. Sports Desk coming up next. Let's check in right now with Catherine Tappan.
TC, thank you. Hi, everybody. Join me later on tonight for Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. You'll hear from Kurt Schilling on his thoughts about Barry Bonds. Will the Brett Favre saga ever end? More news on Favre coming back, and your weekly ballers and fallers. It's all coming up later on tonight. I will see you then, but for now, we're going to take a short break before getting you back to Tom Karen and the Postgame Show.
It just didn't make sense to me. How does anyone offer a 50% off sale all the time? 50% off of what? I got that price, and then I went direct. National Floors Direct. National Floors Direct was almost 40% less expensive than their half price. How can that be?
At National Floors Direct, we offer next-day installation of beautiful name-brand carpet and hardwood flooring. And we'll beat anyone's price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR for a free estimate.
I saved $1,900 and had my floor installed the next day.
Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep are giving you relief at the pump just when you need it most.
We can go anywhere in our Jeep Patriot.
We can haul the boat to the lake in our Dodge Ram.
We're going on our summer vacation in our Chrysler Town & Country, and we won't pay more than $2.99 a gallon for gas.
Now when you buy or lease most Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year.
$2.99.
Let's refuel America. See your Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep dealer today.
I got my sleeves rolled up. You got your brass knuckles out.
Welcome to Fenway Park, everyone. Tom Karen with you here as we get you started a little bit early.
All right, who you like tonight? This is a great, interesting matchup.
Pestilence, cats and dogs living together. Yes, everything is upside down. Ness over here getting ready for its first pitch.
I think we've heard this one. I think we've heard this one before, but we're going to do it again so you guys get the message.
It's Nesson's first pitch, Monday through Friday at 5:30 with Monster Monday, Globe 10.0, and Friday Night Fenway, only on Nesson.
All right, don't forget, if you missed any of the post-game show or you'd like to hear more reaction from the clubhouse, go to NESN.com for extended player reaction. From Dave Riccardi, Lou Maloney, and all of us here at NESN, I'm Tom Karen. Thanks so much for watching. Final score of the final time tonight, Red Sox beating the Twins in a tight pitchers duel. 1-0 is the final. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Our coverage begins at 6, but stay tuned for Sports Desk on NESN next.
With the Rays division lead over the Sox seemingly increasing by the day, the Local 9 make a big decision concerning one of their young guns. We will tell you where Justin Masterson is headed.
like he always seems to, gets out of it unscathed.
While on the field, the Sox look to get back on track against the Twins.
As Bonds drives one out to deep right.
Plus, is adding Barry Bonds to the Sox lineup a good move? Schill certainly doesn't think so.
Wow, that would be our nightmare. Not going to find an endorsement for that one here.
Will he or won't he? It looks like Brett Favre is close to making a Lambeau leap back into the NFL.
Favre looking for driver, and it's picked off.
We've got it all covered. Sports Desk starts right now. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sports Desk presented by FW Webb. Home of Frank Webb's Bath Center's a trusted part of your home remodeling team. I'm Catherine Tappan. Brett Favre could be back for more touchdown passes in the NFL. We'll have that story a little later on in the show. But first, to the Red Sox, who are in a position that no one is used to seeing them in. Usually at this time of year, the Sox and Yankees are looking over their shoulders to see where the other stands. But this year is a totally different story because the Tampa Bay Rays are for real, and it appears that no one can catch them. It was a division implosion last week when the Sox visited both Tampa Bay and New York. The Sox went 2 for 5 on this crucial road swing. They began the trip a half a game out of first place, but now entering Monday's action, the local nine found themselves 5 games back, their largest deficit since the end of the 2006 season. Daisuke Matsuzaka on the mound for Boston. He is 1-0 this year against the Twins. He was opposed by Scott Baker, who has now won his last 3 starts. The Twins, by the way, have come from behind 24 times this year to win their games. In the bottom of the first, Baker gets J.D. Drew looking to end the inning, one of 7 Ks on the night. In the third, Julio Lugo showing off some great defense. He robs Joe Mauer with a nice sliding play. He showed off some good defense and finished 1 for 3. Top of the fourth, runner at first and 1 out on the board. Daisuke strikes out Delman Young, and Young had a miserable game going 0 for 3 with 2 punch-outs. Bottom of the fifth, Sox with a big chance here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Coco Crisp pops out to third baseman Brian Boucher. Then Jason Varitek unable to get it done as well. He flies out to center field. The Sox left 9 men on base in this one, and we are scoreless after 5. Daisuke still cruising in the top of the 6th. He strikes out Joe Mauer, one of his 5 Ks in the game. In the 7th, Daisuke in a little bit of trouble. A runner at third. 2 outs for the rookie Denard Spawn. Spawn lines out to third. Matsuzaka was outstanding. He went 7 1/3, allowing 6 hits and no runs. In the 8th, the Sox turn to Hideki Okajima with 2 on, and we know of his struggles with inherited runners, but Okajima comes up big, getting Delman Young to ground out to second base. That will end the inning. We're scoreless heading into the bottom of the 8th, and it looked like Fenway fans might be there all night. And with the go-ahead at third base and 1 out, it's Manny Ramirez up. We flash back now Sunday night at Yankee Stadium. Manny up with a runner at third in the 9th of a tie ball game. And he goes down looking against Mariano Rivera. The Sox lose the game in extras. So how would Manny fare on Monday? Well, he picks up a clutch base hit through the right side to score Dustin Pedroia, who extends his hitting streak to 15 games. Only Manny's 6th RBI since June 11th, but it was a huge one. 1-0 Sox. No deja vu for Mr. Ramirez. Top of the 9th, Sox turn to Papelbon to close it out, and after getting the loss on Sunday, with 2 outs, Spawn grounds to Youkilis, and Uke makes a great diving play to his right, flips it to Papelbon for the out. Game over. The Sox get back on the right track with a 1-0 victory over the Twins in Game 1. So the Sox ride a brilliant start from Daisuke and just get enough offense to pull out the series opener. The Boston Bats mustered only 7 hits, but Okajima and Papelbon were able to get the big outs down the stretch. The victory improves the Sox to a league best 32-10 at home. It also snaps a 2-game losing streak.
It was outstanding, and Daisuke, he really stepped it up, and when runners got on against him, he was able to keep them close, and because this team likes to run an awful lot, and he did a good job of keeping runners close, plus making his pitches.
You know, Daisuke did a great job, and Scott Baker did phenomenal. I mean, he controlled us the whole night, so you know, we just got that run at the right time, and Pap came in and did a great job.
It was a big start, especially after, you know, we felt like we could have won, you know, more games in New York than what we did, so if it's going to be 1-0, it's better for us to win.
He doesn't earn the W on the stat sheet, but you got to hand it to Daisuke Matsuzaka for what a stellar performance. Daisuke threw 7 1/3 scoreless innings while allowing just 6 hits, striking out 5 and walking just 3. In the process, Matsuzaka lowered his ERA to 2.84. So how about those Rays welcoming the Kansas City Royals top of the 10th, 2 on, 1 out, tied at 3. John Buck hits a 3-run shot to left, his 4th of the year. The Royals avoid the sweep with a 7-4 victory, snapping the Rays' 7-game winning streak. So with Tampa's defeat, the Sox pick up a full game in the division and they climb to within 4 back of first place. The Rays will now meet up with the Yankees for a 2-game set in the Bronx starting on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Sox made a big roster move on Monday, sending Justin Masterson to Pawtucket with the intention of turning him into a reliever. Jeff Bailey was brought up to fill out the roster, but he will likely be sent back down when Clay Buchholz returns to take Masterson's spot in the rotation against the Orioles on Friday. Terry Francona said that this move will really help out the ball club.
This kid came up and did a pretty good job. And there are some strengths in his game that we think could translate to the bullpen really well. And because he has the innings and the experience here now, he goes back to AAA, gets some experience in the bullpen. I think we all feel like he can come up and really help us.
Masterson showed plenty of promise as a member of the rotation, but the Sox are very cautious with their young starters. His inning count was high, having gone 6 innings or more in 8 of his 9 starts this season. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy shared their thoughts on this move.
Thanks very much. Well, Jerry, the news today that Justin Masterson will be headed back to Pawtucket, but this time as a reliever.
Interesting move by the Red Sox, and I think a good move. It's almost like making a trade at the deadline. He goes down there for about 3 or 4 outings, works out of the bullpen, comes back to the Major League club and tries to help the Red Sox bullpen out, and should be very effective out of the bullpen against right-handed hitters that he would have to face probably most of the time. It also opens up a spot for Clay Buchholz to return to the Red Sox probably after the All-Star break and go into rotation. So I think it's interesting because they want to keep his pitches down. They want to keep his innings down. This is one way to do it, moving to the bullpen, and I think he can help the bullpen.
So Masterson to Pawtucket for now. We'll see him later. We now send it back to Sports Desk.
All right, Don, thank you. In other Red Sox news, David Ortiz stepped up to the plate and took some swings before the game on Monday night. It was his first Fenway BP since suffering that wrist injury back on May 31st. Big Papi hit a home run to right field on his first swing. Now, Ortiz took part in a normal 5-round routine and said that he experienced no pain during the workout, but there is still no timetable for Papi's return. Plenty more to come here on Sports Desk. The All-Star team is set and the Red Sox are well represented, but is it still possible that one member of the team got snubbed? Barry Bonds has yet to play this season, and rumors are swirling over where the home run king could end up, including Boston. But one man says no way. And speaking of returns, Brett Favre back in the NFL? The Packers say no, but one report tells a much different story. We will tackle that. And Kevin Youkilis dishes on making his first All-Star team.
It's been a lot of fun, and I'm just kind of just going with it and enjoying it every day. And
with all the liquor stores and all the different beers they sell, where can you find a Pilsner from Turkey?
I found it at Yankee Spirits. My country makes good beer.
For a little, the Nissan Versa, 33 miles per gallon and the largest interior volume in its class.
Experience the difference with Frank Webb's Bat Centers. Whether you're remodeling a bathroom or building a new home, the experts at Frank Webb's Bat Centers always have your best interest in mind. Frank Webb Bat Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling and building team. Visit us today at frankwebb.com.
Lights, camera, revolution, give us revolution. Lights, camera, revolution, give us revolution.
Dot It, the ingenious everywhere light.
That's a nice shirt, announcer boy.
Thanks. Official Red Sox team store.
Nice. That's where I got this.
I got this there, too.
Oh, I also bought this.
Well, I got this Wally doll at the official Red Sox team store.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got these for my kids at that store. You just hate to lose, don't you, souvenir boy? You look a little warm. How about some water? Guess where I got the bottle?
Visit us across the street from Fenway Park or order online.
Welcome back. Let's check out the week that was in fantasy baseball. Your baller of the week is Toronto's Roy Halladay. The Jays ace was lights out in 2 starts, allowing just 2 earned runs while striking out 13 batters. Halladay went on to earn a pair of victories. Here are last week's